across the country. Illinois Senator Dick Durbin asked her about the planning.
I am not going to discuss any internal conversations with the White House.
You won't even say whether you talked to the White House about this?
I am not going to discuss any internal conversations with the White House with you, Ranking Member.
I noticed that. What's the secret? Why do you want to keep this secret? The American people don't know the rationale behind the deployment of National Guard troops in my state.
National Guard members from Texas are now at an Army Reserve Center in Illinois, where a judge could make a decision soon on their deployment. Reporter Sabrina Franza is outside the facility.
We're expecting to see the troops from Texas start whatever mission they are about to embark on, protecting ICE and other federal agents during this Operation Midway Blitz that's ongoing before the hearing on Thursday.
The Trump administration is floating the possibility that some federal workers may not receive back pay when the government shutdown ends. Correspondent Nancy Cordes at the White House.
That's simply not the way that this has ever been handled in the past. Generally, all federal workers, regardless of what they do, regardless of whether they've been furloughed or have been kept on the job as essential workers throughout the shutdown, just not getting paid, typically they all get made whole once the government reopens. But today, for the first time, President Trump signaled that he might be open to another approach where some people get the money and others don't.
And the president hasn't ruled out cutting programs.
Because of the shutdown, which I think they made a big mistake, we're able to take out billions and billions of dollars of waste, fraud, and abuse. And they've handed it, on a silver platter.
Talks to end the war in Gaza are continuing in Egypt. Today marks 2 years since Hamas attacked Israel. Stephanie Savell of Brown University's Costs of War Project says the U.S. has provided a lot of military support for Israel since then.
$21.7 billion is actually what the U.S. has already paid for in terms of commitments to Israel. Tens of billions more have been committed for weapons that will be delivered and paid for in the years to come.
CBS's Anna Schechter reports analysis of FBI data shows a rise in anti-Semitism, as well as an increase in attacks against religious facilities here.
Law enforcement have ramped up their security at houses of worship around the country, especially since October 7th, 2 years ago.
On Wall Street today, stocks finish lower. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Approaching a 2-hour rain delay for the Mariners game now. We'll have the latest after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, Aaron, Bellevue to Everett, already a 50-minute drive. You've got scattered backups between Kirkland and Canyon Park ahead of you. Seattle to Everett, just 40 minutes. Starting to fill in between Northgate and Mount Lake Terrace, and again, north of that Linwood interchange. North 5 through Everett looking good. Just a little crowding from the Boeing Freeway up to Highway 2. Then you're in the clear all the way through Marysville. Linwood to Seattle here at 25 minutes. A backup is slowly forming in Linwood, and then you'll clear out at 212 all the way down to the U District. Southbound 405 is packed from Southeast 8th through Cold Creek Parkway. Bellevue to Renton's a half-hour drive. Seattle to Federal Way is at 50 minutes. Got a pretty hefty backup from MLK Junior Way all the way to South 188th. And Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeways at 45 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Mariners fans growing restless, waiting to play ball in Detroit. Game 3, the Ems-Tigers series is delayed because of rain. Play-by-play man Gary Hill Jr. is calling the game on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. He expects a big day for Mariners starting pitcher Logan Gilbert.
The Mariners get to hand the ball to him today in what is just a hugely important day. Somebody tomorrow is going to be staring at elimination.
And a broadcasting note for the game. TV coverage is being moved from Fox Sports 1 to Fox Sports 2. Still no word on when first pitch will be. Meantime, a former Mariner is hospitalized in Venezuela after a serious motorcycle accident. Local reports say Jesus Montero was hit by a pickup truck last weekend. His condition is described as serious. Montero, who turns 36 next month, played 4 seasons with Seattle. A student athlete at Puyallup High School is in the hospital with serious injuries after they were hit by a car. A witness to yesterday's crash tells KIRO 7 TV.
He had already stepped into the street. It looked like he put his hand up to the truck.
Police say this happened when the cross-country team was running on 2nd Avenue Northeast. Police say the 27-year-old driver was not impaired, but was arrested on an unrelated misdemeanor charge. A police report now reveals more about a shooting last week that injured a postal worker in Everett. The suspect is a contracted Amazon delivery driver. We get more from KIRO News Radio's Amanda Factor.
Court documents say the suspect was wearing a bulletproof vest and had 2 guns. He told investigators he thought the mail carrier was a mafia assassin. He also claimed he'd been stalked and attacked while delivering packages. The man made his first court appearance yesterday. The USPS worker is expected to survive but will lose an eye. The suspect is now in jail in Snohomish County. Everett police say he admitted to pulling the trigger.
Pierce County Sheriff's deputies say they've taken a fake police officer off the streets. This happened on Saturday night. The man apparently using flashing blue lights attached to his vehicle to pull people over. Deputies say the 24-year-old man was booked into jail. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Clear skies in Seattle. Just some haze from central Washington wildfire smoke. And right now looking at 66 degrees in downtown. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line.
Oh, good.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Good. This will be good.
I'm Lorraine. I'm
Okay.
a hairdresser.
All right.
I love making people feel good, making them beautiful.
Nice.
I love touching men's hair. I feel like that's really a wonderful thing to do at work. Try not to make it weird, but I just love fun. I love saying yes to fun. I'm not a big drinker. I stopped drinking. I had a couple incidences with drinking that I had some minor arrests for.
A lot of sharing. Okay, so there's one of our listeners. Again, the reason we do this is gives you an opportunity to go, yeah, they're just like me. Right? You get that feeling?
She and I have a lot in common.
You like touching men's hair?
I do, yes.
You don't make it weird, though. How about natural growing hair, like from Advanced Hair?
Growing naturally.
Yeah, you got it. All right, what's the latest update on the Mariners? Tickets still available?
No, it's sold out. In Detroit. Officially 2 hours now behind schedule.
Wow.
It's supposed to start at 1:08. As I speak right now, it is 3:08.
Have we heard from the weatherman? Has there been a meteorologist there in Detroit? Motor City, will the weather report?
They were talking earlier today. I heard the weatherman in Detroit saying they're going to get the game in probably maybe 30 minutes, an hour behind schedule. They were wrong.
Okay.
There's no word on when it's going to start. About
God.
30 minutes ago, it was still raining.
What if it never starts?
Oh, my God. Please don't. We've waited long enough for this.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Weather in there.
But the game, the TV broadcast, by the way, moved to Fox
Sorry, we're out of time. You have to
Sports.
stop talking. I'll give you a little bit more sound. Hold on a second. Just a little bit more sound, then you can finish that sentence. You know it is.
Fox Sports 2, the TV broadcast.
I'm sorry, get the music stop.
That's all I had to say. Or listen to our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. Listen on the radio.
Breaking all the rules of radio right here. Yeah. All right, everybody. I gotta be honest with you. I was so busy doing this. Joe's like, don't forget to do that story. Don't forget to, and I'm looking down, I'm like, oh my God, I haven't done enough research on 4 o'clock's gonna be a little shaky.
That's all right.
Better get that game to start. Oh, the other thing is Joe's like, look, don't work that hard on it because most people are going to be watching baseball. yeah, here I am. I'm phoning it in because, most people are watching baseball. But I think I just heard from Aaron in between music cuts that the game's not going to start for a while. So I better get on the high horse, better get on the fast horse because this.
Hey, quick, let me just throw you a curveball while we're talking baseball.
Oh, look at that.
So you know the guy that was crying on the game on Sunday?
Sure.
He became kind of internet famous.
Sure.
You want to talk to him right now?
Why does he want to come back on?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, just because I felt, yeah, sure, but I think G and Ursula had him on, right?
Oh, I reached out. I don't know. I've been sick for a few days. So
Jason Rance had him on.
Oh, Rance, he was on with Rance.
Yeah. It's Saul Spade.
pressure.
I know it's Saul. I didn't know if he wanted me to say his name out loud after.
I said his name multiple times on Monday.
After what people saw him do.
Yeah, he's proud of it.
Yeah, get Saul on. Sure.
All right, okay.
Fine, get some, see if we get some Dick Burgers. Wait, you don't even have him on yet? You just throwing that out right now? Okay, well, in the meantime, you YouTubers, this is what we think is going to happen, and it's actually going to be called news. Joe interrupts the show to book a guest that he hasn't booked yet. That's coming up a little bit. Plus, one of the worst sporting events ever that will occur, and it was in 1916. Slide that in there before the day in history. Did you know they tried to deport John Lennon because he had marijuana? You're not allowed you can't have any marijuana charges. You're going to be kicked out of the country. AI is taking off. We knew this was coming. We thought it'd be about 2 years until this AI video stuff would be as good as it is. And now the deep fakes are unbelievable. You can't stop them. There are a few things that people are cautioning against. But look out, because here come all of the pranks. Plus, Mariners update for us. Hopefully, they've started the game by that point. Plus, the White House says the federal center workers may not get the guaranteed money after they come back to work again. And what are they having the shutdown all for? Well, it has to do with Obamacare and the continuing to pay money to people to be able to have their health insurance. If you think about this, the reason the government is shut down is because a family of four in Arizona or anywhere else in the United States that is making $600,000 a year was getting a break and getting all sorts of subsidies for to be part of Medicare, Medicaid, Obamacare. And now they want to get rid of those people at that income level and take it back to where it was before. And the Democrats are like, no, we want people to be able to have health insurance. But a family of four in Arizona making $600,000, we need to keep the government shut down so they can afford Obamacare?
Oh, my.
No. That's a rhetorical question. Plus, also, remember when Mikey ate Pop Rocks and then apparently died? That urban legend caused the death of Pop Rocks. And it was a really fascinating, crazy story of what the CEO of Pop Rocks ended up doing in order to try to save Pop Rocks. Is Saul coming on?
Yes, he's standing by.
Right now?
Yeah.
Screw the rest of this stuff.
All right, fine.
All right. A little bit of fun music. Let's bring Saul. Here he comes. Saul. All right, so for those people I haven't heard, was it the eighth inning? It was the eighth inning, right?
Yeah, you asking me, John?
Yeah, Saul. Was it the eighth inning when the tears began to flow?
Oh, yeah, it was right after, what do we love here in Seattle? We love a double in a magical moment. It's what made me a Mariners fan when I was 6 years old at 1995. And, Cal ripped a double down the right field line, and then Julio stepped up, and we were all just doing our Julio. And his first pitch, man, just made that moment happen. And I just call it, 30-plus years of being a Mariners fan and just always having us kind of needing to win that game that we maybe didn't win. And it all came out of me, John.
It's all, I got to tell you something. I'm very sympathetic because Joe knows I'm a big crybaby. I'll cry at a whole bunch of stuff. Some weird stuff, just like looking over, what's wrong with you? What are you getting upset about?
Yes.
So I get it. I get it. But I had my kid on yesterday, and he's 22 years old. He's a big Mariners fan as well. And I thought he would be somewhat sympathetic. But, man, he ripped all over you. And I was like, whoa,
really?
yeah. And he's like, Saul, he loves the Mariners.
Yeah.
Bleeds teal. So,
I mean, I believe Seattle, John. I mean, if there's anything I can say to your son, and maybe he'll listen to this interview, but let's be honest, none of us listen to each other these days. We're just having a good time.
Hey, go ahead.
No. But here's the joke: so the Mariners, we don't know how to be playoff fans. Totally, right?
Uh-huh.
And we were at this game. There were three 22, 23-year-olds standing behind me who had spent a lot of money to get into that game, like $300.
Mm.
And they didn't sit. They stood for the first three innings. And I've been around the block you know, and I could sense the John Stanton family-friendly environment, not enjoying, you know, people standing during the playoffs. That's not what you should do. You should act like you've been here before. And they actually sent security to come make these guys sit down, and I was standing with them. And as security walked up, Jorge Polanco cranked his first home run. And I promise you, from that moment forward, not one person in that damn stadium sat. We all stood and cheered and laughed and cried and had a great time. And for everybody who says, understand, like, and show like you've been there before.
Yes.
Man, he hasn't lost as much as I've seen. You've seen a lot more Mariners losing than I, John. We won't talk about it.
But
you know,
Saul
you know what I
Spady,
mean? Like your
Saul
son
Spady,
just doesn't have the sense of it.
I get it. I get it. Well, my kid, I tell you, he's been into sports since whatever 3 or 4. But okay, and this is what, because I had him on yesterday. We have him on once a week talking sports. You have that thing queued up, Andrew? Okay, here's. I mean, I asked him about you, Saul. Here's like this. Camera spins around and catches him crying in the middle or at the game when they won the game. The Mariners win the game. You understand that, right?
No, not as a grown man.
Come on.
I saw that last night, and I was like, dude, like this is, first of all, it's game 2. Relax. And then, like, you know, like he should probably get his levels or hormones checked.
Wow.
Yeah, Saul, I got to tell you something. I get it. I mean, I've been at games of football, been at games. Hell, I cried at a couple of Storm games. So I'm like, because you put so much into it, it's so much building up into it. Has anybody said anything to you because Fox caught the image of you, Saul, crying? Has anybody taken you apart, like social media, said, well, this guy will grow up, or anybody, the Detroit Tigers people saying, hey, save more tears, there's more to come, or something like that?
I mean, John, storylines are made. You know, there's no crying in baseball is said. Well, literally, people are crying in baseball.
Yes.
You know, if you watched a movie, you watched a great Tom Hanks movie about, you know, how there's so much emotion in baseball. I think it's meant to be controversial. My favorite part about it, and I'm a former conservative talk radio show host,
yes,
right?
You
like,
are.
Let's just joke about this. I've gone viral for bad things. I've gone viral for good things.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing greater to go viral for than having the most magical moment for your baseball playoff run since 1995. And if there's a rebuttal to your son, act like you've been there before. How old was he in 2001? The last time the Mariners were, you know, really fighting for an ALDS championship. I guess we were supposed to be really proud of that 18-inning no-run game when we were already down 0-2. But, like, you know what? Act like you have a heart, man. And I'm so with you, John. And you'll laugh because I do music, I do sports, I do charity.
Yes.
I've interviewed homeless families. I cry when I do that, right? We deal with a lot. We laugh and we cry. And all I can say is it's just great. It's so awesome to have people debate about fandom and to have this moment. And I'm just on air with you because we're just, all we want to do is watch the Mariners right now, man.
I know.
Instead,
I get it.
We're talking about it right now because I'm at the Queen Anne Beer Hall playing hooky, but I'm playing hooky for no reason but to talk to you, and I love it. Let's go Mariners.
There we go. Well, we're holding off on it. So good, Saul. I was defending you yesterday when Rye was like, come on, it's game 2. And it was like, he said it was the 3rd inning. It was the 8th inning. But it didn't matter. Listen, you should experience everything. The word fan is fanatic and fanatical, right? To experience things at a high level. Because let's face it, most of us go through life asleep in sort of a zombie-like state because there aren't that many exciting things to care about, to cheer about, to cry about, to love about. So, Saul, I'm with you all the way. So I'll let you get back to getting ready, whatever that includes diapers or tissues or beer, whatever it is, Saul, or maybe a nice
therapy.
Dick's burger and some fries and some therapy. Yes. Good. All right. Let's get back to the game. Yes, Saul.
Can I ask you a question real quick before I go out? Because I want to share my favorite. Because this is my rebuttal to your son. What's your favorite moment you've cried for? I've made the Aaron Jones Take Me Away music video years ago. You opened for the Rolling Stones in Paris. I flew out last minute jet lag to watch him, and Mick Jagger messed up my friend's name, and your son will make fun of me. I cried. I was like, oh my God, Mick Jagger messed up Aaron's name. Like, not a ton of tears, but a few. That was amazing. I laughed with joy. Like, let's just enjoy it, man.
You are the only guy I know that can talk about crying and then also do some serious name dropping at the exact same time and still hold back the tears. All right, Sal, get ready, get to work, get ready for the Mariners as the tears will flow with joy or sadness. All right?
Yeah, man. Big jumps are imminent.
Yes.
7:10. You know where to watch the game.
There you
Listen
are.
to the game on the radio.
Okay, go,
For now,
Sal,
John
go.
Curley, baby.
Go, Sal. Get out. Get off the air. You whiz, huh? For those of you who missed it yesterday, because I said to Rye, well, let's go back to the day that the Seahawks lost on that fateful play, the interception. I said, can you take us back to that day? And then Rye explained.
Okay. First of all, under protest, Mom decided to have a Super Bowl party. So there's a bunch of people there. And I don't want, when we watched Super Bowl 48, I watched it from a toilet box. I needed to be isolated and focused on the game. But because we'd already been to one and it was like we were more confident and cocky, we invite all these people over. All these people, none of them know anything, mostly women, but none of them know anything about the game. They're not really even watching. Of course, I'm living and dying off every snap. Of course, we don't have to go into what happened. We all know how the game ended.
Yes.
And some family friend of ours at the time who was talking throughout the final play turns and goes, oh, so that's it, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm seeing red. And she's like, well, there's next year. And I take we had this big glass bowl of Skittles. And I pick it up with two hands. It was big. And I sort of cup it into one in my right hand and throw it overhand into the wall. And I sprint upstairs and grab a Seahawks helmet that was signed by Steven Hauschka and smash it over my bed frame and then fire it into the closet. And there's still like a party going on downstairs. And people are like trying to like talk and like, and I'm making a lot of noise and I just, yeah. That was, and wow. There's still Skittles in that, tucked behind that dresser to this day.
He then picked up a bat that I had bought at a silent auction that had been signed, I think, by Edgar Martinez. And he destroyed his nightstand and the door, which I didn't realize was a hollow core door until the bat went through it.
Yeah, but did he cry?
No, he was so mad. And I stood outside the bedroom. Okay. I stood outside the bedroom, and I thought, going in there and screaming at him about breaking all this crappy furniture, which was crappy furniture anyway, because it was in his room, right? I thought, you know what? I get it. I mean, I understand it. And I just let him just rip the room apart.
Rice should cry more. I think it's healthier.
Oh, no. Then he talked about what happened to him on Sunday's game. They lost, and he had to go in, and he turned off all the lights and just had to lay in the bed in darkness. Something like that. After the Seahawks game on Sunday. I mean, these people are nuts. These kids with their sports. All right, thanks, Sals, for calling in and letting us know why the tears flow. For the Mariners, we don't no update on when they're going to play, whenever, whatever.
I just saw we do. The KIRO on the TV here on, I think, MLB Network. 4 o'clock is what they're saying now, our time.
Oh, okay, good. Well,
maybe, sort of. Don't quote me on that.
All right, what? It's news. You can't say that.
Aaron Granillo will have the latest in minutes.
Thank you, Nate.
He just gave me a thumbs up. He gave me a thumbs up.
All right, yep. This report brought to you by Bucky's Complete Auto Care. No real surprises so far. Bellevue to Everett is up a few to 55 minutes. It's solid from Kirkland to Canyon Park. Seattle to Everett has jumped up to 50 minutes as well from 40 minutes just about 20 minutes ago. Got a solid backup from Northgate to Mountain Lake Terrace, but you're going to clear out in Linwood until you hit that interchange. Linwood to Seattle, 25 minutes. Overall, you're looking good. Eventually running into a thick backup near Ravenna in the downtown. North 5 jams up at the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. Our Lake Bridges are wide open. Seattle to Federal Way has improved to 45 minutes. Still thick from MLK Junior Way down to 516 now. And Tacoma to Olympia, an easy breezy 35-minute drive. For over 50 years, Bucky's has provided oil changes changes, brakes, factory service, and more with expertise and good old-fashioned service. No appointment needed. Friendly financing available. Visit Buc-ee's.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, in full disclosure, I'm a bit of a slob. My wife is extremely organized, and we live together in the barn there in Cle Elum, and the closets were in horrible condition because I'd go in there, I just take a bunch of T-shirts, they fall all over the floor, can't find the shoes, and just it's a giant pile of clothing. And finally, she said, the closet's too small and it's not well organized. Do you mind if I call a closet company? I said, sure. She goes, plus I'm going to organize the garage. I said, okay, fine. And I'm going to do the other closet. And I said, whoa, what's this going to cost? And I realized it's going to add to the value of the house, and it's going to make the whole entire marriage just be more peaceful. So I said, do me a favor. Before you just call the one that everybody knows, do a little search, and here's what I want you to find for me, please, if you could. Find a local company that's been around for a while. If they're family run, that'd be even better. And let's make sure we get the best price. So we do. We find Closets by Design, family owned, 22 years in the business, and they truly customize. They don't just come in and try to jerry-rig something in there. Closets by Design, the best you can find, with 40% off and 15% off as well, and 18 months financing and free installation. Let's bring some order and some peace to your house. Let's go with Closets by Design. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
As things escalate in Portland,
It looks like a war zone.
Seattle's Morning News speaks with Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown.
We've been preparing for this sort of thing from the beginning.
Live in studio.
How does your office game plan if the president were to say today, Seattle, you're next?
It's not lawful to do it in the way that the presidents do it. That is why multiple judges across the country have found it unlawful, including judges appointed by the president himself.
See the full conversation on the KIRO News Radio YouTube page.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Hey, this is Jake Skorheim. You know what's stressful? A leaky roof, because you typically don't find out it's leaking until water makes its way through the insulation. The drywall in your ceiling starts swelling up, sags, and drips. Then you're freaked out, wondering if there's mold in your house. I get it. That's why I get Valentine Roofing. Valentine has a leak stop guarantee. They'll stop the leak in your old roof for free until your brand new Valentine roof can be safely installed. Because Valentine doesn't just replace roofs, they protect homes. And they start protecting yours the moment you call. No stress, no mess, no more buckets in your living room. The wet weather is coming, so if you need to take advantage of that free roof inspection, I encourage you to call and get the Valentine experience. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, extra mile service, and every new roof backed by a lifetime warranty. And now with 0 down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. Stop the leaks before they start. Call 206 Roofing and get your free estimate today. That's 206 Roofing.
Crawl space and attics are not places you want to spend much time, but many homes in our area can have serious issues behind the hatches. Hi, it's the owner of Crawl Pros, Richard Herron. For years, you've heard us talking about how we go where you don't want to. With our free corner-to-corner inspection to keep your crawl space and attic well insulated and free of mold and water. You've also heard about the pest control division of our company to keep your home bug and critter free. I'm excited to tell you about our newest division, Plumber Pros. Plumber Pros takes the same customer-first approach to plumbing that we do with our crawl space, attic, and pest control work. We've handpicked skilled plumbers that I know you'll feel comfortable inviting into your home. So next time you run into plumbing issues, from leaky faucets and clogged drains to full home repipes and sub pump installations, call Crawl Pros and we'll get our plumbing division, Plumber Pros, out to get it resolved. For anything related to your crawl space, attic, pest control, or plumbing, call Crawl Pros or visit us at crawlpros.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo, and this just in, the Mariners will play ball next hour. Game 3 of their series against the Tigers is now set for 4 o'clock after a long rain delay in Detroit. Play-by-play man Gary Hill Jr. on 710 Seattle Sports, expecting a big day from the M starting pitcher Logan Gilbert,
who is an established, excellent pitcher at this level, and we have seen do great things in a Mariners uniform. And the Mariners get to hand the ball to him today.
First baseman Josh Naylor is also in the starting lineup. He was away from the team yesterday on baby watch. No official word from the team yet if Naylor is a new father. Other news we are tracking at this hour, the Trump administration says federal workers may not get back pay during the shutdown, reversing long-standing policy. A White House memo says that's up to Congress, and President Trump says some workers don't deserve it.
For the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way.
CBS's Nancy Cordes has more from the White House.
It wasn't clear what he meant by that, which federal workers would be deserving of back pay and which ones wouldn't be. That's simply not the way that this has ever been handled in the past.
Well, Democrats now argue Republicans are using federal workers as bargaining chips during the shutdown, which is now on day 7. Hundreds of Washington Starbucks workers are about to be laid off. Here's KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi.
Starbucks will lay off 369 workers in Washington effective December 5th, according to the Seattle Times. The reason? Last month's closures. In Seattle, locations being shuttered include the Reserve Roastery on Capitol Hill and the Reserve Store in Soto. CEO Brian Nickel announced a $1 billion restructuring plan last month, which includes layoffs and store closures across the country. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
And no comment yet from Starbucks. Highway 97 over Blewett Pass has now reopened. It has been closed for more than 2 weeks because of the Labor Mountain fire burning near Cle Elum. Crews are still very active in that area. The fire has burned roughly 40,000 acres. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 3:33. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, this report brought to us by Washington 811. Bellevue to Everett, 55 minutes. It's solid now from Kirkland all the way through Linwood. Seattle to Everett is at 50 minutes with a solid backup from, Lake City Way to Mount Lake Terrace. Catch a little break in Linwood, and then it jams up again north of that interchange. Everett to Marysville looking great this afternoon, taking less than 10 minutes to make this trip. Linwood to Seattle still at 25 minutes. You'll eventually run into a thick backup about Lake City Way now, down to I-90. Bellevue to Renton will take you a half hour. It is packed from Southeast 8th down past Coal Creek Parkway. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is a 50-minute trip, and Seattle to Federal Way will take you 45 minutes. It's heavy from the Boeing Access Road now all the way down to State Route 516. If you're digging in your yard, the law requires you to call 811 to avoid dangerous and costly damages to utility lines. Call 811 or submit online at digsafewa.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Well, the roof is open for the watch party at T-Mobile Park right now. In Detroit, again, the rain has ended. The first pitch for Game 3 starts at 4. The forecast here looks nice, sunny, a little bit of haze from wildfire smoke, but otherwise a nice evening in store. Right now, 66 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Do-do-do. John Curley Show. And you coming along with the rhyme, but make sure you're comfortable at home with the Home Comfort Alliance, homecomfortalliance.com. When it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, I can think of only one company, homecomfortalliance.com. I went out there to see the guys today in Redmond. They're having a big sales meeting. I walked in with Randy, the sales guy, and he's like, hey, how's everybody doing? I could tell they were just like, what are these people doing here?
Did you bring donuts?
Yes, of course, because if you make a sales call, you can't walk in without donuts or cookies or snacks and stuff. So Randy's like, oh, I'm going to show up with some candy. We walk into the sales meeting, and they got an entire table full of food already. They just put our little box of candy down here. At homecomfortalliance.com. All right, the whole show's thrown off. Hey, Ken, the show must go on, but let's just pull the giant curtain back for a moment. Is the gassy lady back behind the curtain? Just to check, because that's where she hides out, eating beans and hummus. Pull the curtain back. Let's see if she's back there for a second.
Oh, that's a tease.
Yeah, she's back. There she is. All right. We really thought the Mariners game was going to be on at this point. So at 12 o'clock, I said to Joe, hey, let's get this story and that story. And I like this one about what's happening with Antifa. And Joe's like, let's get last. Mariners game's going to be on. Let's just save our good stuff. Just save it. Because it's pretty much, most people are going to be watching the Mariners game. I was like, oh, okay. So, but I'm like a thoroughbred. I get in the gate. I'm ready. I mean, it's not like you tell a thoroughbred horse, oh, this race doesn't count. Bring, the bell goes off. You start running. But Joe's like, no, pull back, hold back, hold back. So here's the crappy show. There's the crappy show that Joe came up with. Here's the half-ass show.
Thanks. You're paraphrasing, but okay.
Get the general idea. But I did find one really fun story, which is sports-related. Did this happen this day?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, this will work. Day in history. Here we go. It's 1915. Cumberland College has got a really crappy football coach. In fact, he doesn't like violence. A couple of the different sort of workouts that he has for his team involve the whole team standing around in a circle, facing in with their eyes closed, holding hands. And then one player picks up a football and puts it behind another player's legs. And then they have to try to guess, where's the ball? Needless to say, this type of coaching doesn't do well for the team, the morale, or actually anybody ever showing up again. So the entire team quits. Cumberland College has no football team. This isn't good because they need to continue to be able to have a team. So along comes Coach George Allen. He's going to take over the football team. But in the meantime, in 1915, he's coaching the baseball team. And he has to try to make some big news. He's got to win a giant game. Cumberland's got to win a big game in order to make the rest of the college kids at Cumberland think, hey, maybe we should try out for sports again. They got rid of that ridiculous coach. So George Allen comes up with the idea of taking on a baseball team, in fact, Georgia Tech, and destroying them. So how's Allen going to do that? He gets mostly semi-pro and professional baseball players to play against Georgia Tech, and they beat them 22-0. In fact, the professional players, although nobody knew they were at Cumberland College, were so bored by the fourth or fifth inning, they just bunted every play and still got on and still continued to score. So final score is 22-0. Now, at this point, Allen thinks he's gotten away with it. Well, a guy by the name of John Heisman, yes, that Heisman, is so mad and is really easily off that he can't do anything to Allen when it comes to the fact that he cheated on the baseball game, but he is going to hold him accountable because here comes the football game. It's 1917. It's 1916, and Cumberland's going to take on Georgia Tech. Cumberland doesn't have any players. And Heisman says, well, too bad. We're going to fine you $3,000 for not showing up because you're on the schedule. So at that point, Allen goes all around the colleges. Please try out. Please. All of these kids finally go onto the field. They don't have any idea how to play football, but they're out there because Allen doesn't want to get fined $3,000, which would be a big black eye because it would be about $66,000 in today's dollars. So you have Georgia Tech, which is probably the best football team on the planet playing against Cumberland College, who've got players that have no idea what they're doing. And they, on the opening kickoff, the quarterback, Edwards, for Cumberland, runs down the field, runs into another player, and is knocked unconscious. So they lose their quarterback. He was the only guy that knew how to play football. So he's out. And at this point, they start to lose. And I think it's about 70-0 by the end of the second quarter. It's a complete and utter mess. In fact, at one point, Allen says to Cumberland players, hey, punt on, it's 3rd down and 1 yard. Let's punt. Let's surprise them. They go into the huddle, and the quarterback goes, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to punt. We're going to show them what we can do this. They snap the ball to the guy. He starts running around, panics, and then punts anyway, and it goes about 11 yards. So the whole thing is the absolute nightmare for Allen, and there's absolutely nothing that he could do about it because the players have no idea what they're doing. The only play that would have gone well for Cumberland, this guy finally breaks out. He's finally passes the 50-yard line, which they haven't been at all day. He's running down the field. He's probably going to get a touchdown, and he trips over his own player who's on the field in front of him, crawling around on all fours looking for his glasses. Now, remember Edwards, the guy that got knocked out, the quarterback, knocked unconscious? They sent him back out on the field the second half. He can't talk because he's so badly concussed, and he's having trouble walking. He gets behind the center. The center snaps the ball back to him, hits him in the head, and knocks him unconscious again. It's like a comedy of errors. At one point, Georgia Tech, they have this sort of joke that this one guy, Alexander, who's never been able to carry the ball, although he's a running back, they snap it to him directly, and then every one of the players on Georgia Tech just falls over and lays on the ground, expecting that point for Cumberland to come in and tackle him, which they do. So then they do it again, and by the way, they're on the 1 yard line. They snap the ball to Alexander again. Georgia Tech's players all lay down on the ground, and Cumberland is so confused, I think it's part of the play, they all lay down. And then Anderson runs in for a touchdown. I mean, the whole thing at the end of the score is 222-0. So Mr. Heisman, who once said, better to die a young boy than to fumble a football, Heisman finally gets his revenge against Allen because he runs the score up to 222-0. And remember, the baseball score was 22-0.
Wow.
Pretty wild, huh?
That's crazy.
It's wild. It's great. Oh, one last thing. The guy was so tired of kicking field goals that he's about to kick off on opening kickoff, or not opening kick, but it's fourth quarter. He says to his friend, the guy's name is Priest. He says to his friend, Priest is the kicker, I think I can kick a field goal from here, right? And then at the last minute, he decides not to do that. He kicks the ball really high, runs down. This is the kicker. Runs down. No one touches him. The ball bounces off a Cumberland player's head. Priest, the kicker, catches his own kickoff and runs in for a touchdown. And now you know.
And now you know the rest of the story.
It's a wild game.
That is wild. Never heard that story.
Yeah. There was I forget the book. It's really hard to find it, but it's about the most lopsided football game ever. It's nuts.
The quarterback gets knocked unconscious
three
twice.
times, by the way. Yeah, then they sent him back out again. He's knocked out a third time. They said he couldn't talk or walk.
Oh my
and they sent him back out again. All right, you sports fans. What else we got coming up, Joe? Let's see. Hang on for a tour with Nate. Mm-hmm. No more sports stuff. Oh, is this where we're working on the AI thing?
Oh, yeah.
Police warning of the AI homeless man prank that's happening. Oh, this is just the beginning of this video stuff. But we're going to make you guys involved in it as well. Here's Nate. Checking traffic. Nathan.
Thanks, John. The Emerald Queen Casino's got the update. Not a bad commute across the region so far. Bellevue to Everett just hit 1 hour. Scattered backups, though, from Kirkland into Alderwood. Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes. It is solid from Lake City Way in through Linwood. Linwood to Seattle, just 25 minutes. You're bumper to bumper from Ravenna in the U District down to I-90. North 5 heavy at the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. Both lake bridges are clear in both directions. Bellevue to Renton's going to take you a half hour. It's backed up from 520 all the way to the VMAC, really thick, though, from Northeast 8th to Cold Creek Parkway. Federal Way to Tacoma, plan on 20 minutes, slow from South 320th through Fife. The Emerald Queen Casino is the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, if you are married or you've got a significant other in your life and you want to have a long, healthy life together, wouldn't it be nice for both of you to go to Longevity Medical Clinic? I signed up in 2009, became a patient, and love working with my doctor over there. And Nick said to me a couple of months ago, hey, this isn't fair. You're over there extending your life. You've got all this vitality. You've got all this pep and everything else. What about me? I said, oh, honey, you're ageless. What are you, 25, 30 years old? She's like, come on. You know I'm older than that. Well, it's not fair. I want to go with you. I want to go to Longevity. I said, okay, let's go. So Nick goes into Longevity Medical Clinic. She goes through the regular routine. They draw the blood. They come back. They look for early indicators of a whole bunch of problems. She's in really great health. And they say, let's keep it that way. So here we are as a happy couple going to Longevity Medical Clinic together. So we have a lot of life to live. It's very simple. If you would like to have a doctor that is proactive, that is proactive to what's happening and how you're aging to give you a longer life, you got to sign up. You got to find out more. Take the free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Seattle's morning news.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor.
The head of Homeland Security in the Northwest. We will wrap up her stop in Portland.
The Insurrection Act of 1807. What is it, and when can the president use it?
We'll ask former Attorney General Rob McKenna.
The Mariners go for Game 3 win in Detroit.
Hope you can join us tomorrow for all the day's news, traffic, and weather.
5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
This March, Wendy's is fueling the madness with amazing deals on their hamburgers made with fresh, never frozen beef.
Like a juicy Dave's single for $1 and a fresh $2 Dave's double with in-app offer.
It's such a good deal, we wrote a little ditty about it.
Get it for $1. Dave's single, order in the app. Dave's single, get it for $1. Choose wisely, choose Wendy's official hamburger March Madness.
Limited time offer. Participating U.S. Wendy's. See offer details and redeem at Wendy's app. Account registration required. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S. and Alaska.
Cold is leaking and rats are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Hey man, gaining weight, low energy, lost drive? It could be your testosterone. Revive Men's Health Washington helps men get their edge back. Meet Tyler, Revive Men's Health Director of Operations.
When men start treatment, it's not just their labs that change. You see it in their posture, their energy, and how they walk into the room. That's why I do what I do.
Call 206-529-1111 now to book your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation. That's 206-529-1111. Or schedule anytime at ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The insurance world, it can be confusing, so have First Mark Insurance guide you through it by taking the free First Mark Challenge. They'll explore offerings from top carriers for better coverage and lower rates. They save the Heward family thousands. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
The markets and the economy will change, but you should always know what you can rely on from your financial advisor. I'm John Ramsire with Baird Private Wealth Management in Seattle. With deep planning and investment expertise, Baird's financial advisors have guided individuals and families through changing markets for more than 100 years. And in all that time, our guiding principle has never changed. Our clients come first, always. Discover the Baird difference at rwbaird.com/Seattle.
There we go with the John Curley Show. You coming along. That's good. You write to us at, no, we don't bother doing that anymore. No one's writing mynorthwest.com, are they? Did we ever check that?
I haven't checked it.
Like 6 months we were sitting in there. Please help me. Text, how about that? 1-888-973-5476.
Right.
Thank you, Taney. That's right, because she's looking for a letter of the day. Mariners will be taking the field, and what's the countdown until we expect to have no one listening?
It's 7 minutes and 30 seconds right now.
All right. Didn't you always feel sorry for the football player that also played in the band?
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah, like in high school, he would be out there, in his, like he'd have the pants on and the shoulder pads, but he'd be playing the trombone or the drum. You ever saw that?
No.
I just felt so bad for that guy. It's like, come on.
What do you mean? That guy's a man of many talents.
He looked like such a, loser.
No, right now that guy's killing it.
Oh, please.
He's got multiple options. He's just super talented.
All right, there's one for everybody. Hang on. 1-888-973-5476. Do you believe that the high school guy that played the trombone and was also on the football team is now, at this point in their life, killing it, as according to Joe?
I do not know.
Teeny, we're not talking to you right now. I made him a trombone player for a very particular reason. But so he's playing football. I don't even know if he's starting. Let's assume he's not starting. He's just, he's suited up, and then at halftime he's out there playing Star Wars or something, or Feelings, and they're forming a big, mayonnaise jar on the field.
It's a man who could do anything.
Okay, fine. 1-888, you'll see. They're going to savage you, Joe. 1-888-973-5476.
All right, Nathan, what do you got checking traffic for us, please?
Not a terrible commute. Bucky's Complete Auto Care has our update. Linwood to Seattle is up a bit to 35 minutes. We're crowded in Linwood, and then it turns into a bumper-to-bumper backup starting at 80th down to I-90. Linwood to Bellevue, 20 minutes. It's wide open. It's once you get to Bellevue, South 405, you've got the usual backup from 520 to the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton will take you a half hour. North 5 heading into Seattle, just past Mercer. We've got a new crash in the left lane. Let's see, Seattle to Federal Way is at 45 minutes. And in case you missed our earlier announcement, east of the mountains, Blewett Pass reopened earlier this afternoon. Drivers do have to follow a pilot car through a 13-mile fire zone right now with reduced speed limits. That till further notice. Planning a road trip? Plan a visit to Bucky's Complete Auto Repair for oil changes, brakes, AC repair, factory maintenance. No appointment needed, and financing is available. Visit Bucky's.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
As things escalate in Portland,
it looks like a war zone.
Seattle's Morning News speaks with Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown.
We've been preparing for this sort of thing from the beginning.
Live in studio.
How does your office game plan if the president were to say today, Seattle, you're next?
It's not lawful to do it in the way that the presidents do it. That is why multiple judges across the country have found it unlawful, including judges appointed by the president himself.
See the full conversation on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube page.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Hey, it's Lori from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. Think insulation is only for the winter? Think again. Upgrading attic insulation is a popular and cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient. It's your secret weapon for staying cool in the summer, slashing utility bills, and boosting your home's air quality while keeping mold at bay. Need an attic overhaul or thinking about new insulation? Look no further. Guardian has your back. Call now and save $299 off attic sealing and insulation, or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Join in on the conversation by sending a text to 888-973-5476. That's 888-973-KIRO.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but Donated Orthodontic Services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Are you worried about economic conditions, tariffs, and inflation? Are you tired of trying to time the stock market?
Maybe it's time to take a little risk off the table given current market volatility. For stability, there's no better option than Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, a fixed return of 9%. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. We've been running local real estate investment funds for over 18 years with zero investor losses, averaging double-digit returns since inception, and we also accept IRAs. Over 1,000 local investors have invested over $250 million in our Legacy family of funds. Feeling uneasy? Don't gamble your hard-earned money or risk your retirement. Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, returning 9%, has limited openings for new investors right now.
Call 425-635-4700 or visit LegacyG.com. That's LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Legacy investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
Airport delays amid government shutdown.
We're looking at staffing issues play out again today.
Plunging illegal southern border crossings.
This is truly a stunning turnaround.
Israel remembering 2 years since Hamas attacks.
I'm here to commemorate those who have died.
This is the CBS World News Roundup Late Edition. I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Frustration for air travelers during the government shutdown. Airports and cities including Denver, Newark, and Burbank have experienced air traffic controller shortages. Nashville's tower is expected to be dark until midnight and will get help from the Memphis Center 200 miles away. CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
There are, if normally 5 controllers are working and they can handle 50 airplanes, now there are 2. Well, they're not going to handle 50 airplanes. They're going to handle 20 airplanes, 25 airplanes. So that's delays. That's the potential for cancellation. So far, what we have seen are the delays. We are seeing more of these staffing issues than are normal.
Now there's uncertainty about whether or not furloughed federal workers will get back pay.
There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way.
CBS News has learned the White House's Office of Management and Budget is circulating a draft memo suggesting federal employees may not be entitled to back pay despite a 2019 law signed by President Trump after the last government shutdown. Trump also said he will be announcing layoffs and the elimination of some federal programs within the next 4 or 5 days if the shutdown continues.
A lot of those jobs will never come back.
That's CBS's Erica Brown reporting. Illegal U.S.-Mexico border crossings plummet to the lowest annual level since 1970. CBS's Camilo Montoya Galvez.
Border Patrol over the past 8 months has averaged less than 9,000 apprehensions of migrants every 30 days. And that is a number that the Biden administration recorded in 24-hour time spans during many days in 2023 and 2024.
A rabbi who's a father of a hostage marks 2 years since Hamas's attacks killed over 1,200 people in Israel. For this woman,
the need is to commemorate what happened, to let the world know what happened, and to remember and not to forget.
CBS's Haley Ott in Tel Aviv.
Even on this somber day here in Israel, that war in Gaza grinds on. Over 67,000 people have been killed in Gaza over the last 2 years, according to the Hamas-run Ministry of Health there. And the humanitarian situation is catastrophic, with at least 116 people killed in the time since the White House announced its peace proposal.
Now this.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com.
Well, the wait is finally over. The Mariners are playing ball in Detroit. The very latest after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
And this one's brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. North 5 in Seattle, just past Mercer. We've got a crash in that left lane. Tows on scene. And this is adding to scattered backups that start near the Michigan curve. So South Center to Seattle, you're still doing good at just 20 minutes. Seattle to Everett, 1 hour. It is solid from the U District through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, an hour, 5 minutes. It's packed from Kirkland into Bothell. You'll catch a little break and then starts to get heavy again approaching the Alderwood interchange. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes. We're crowded in Linwood, and then it's solid from 85th down to I-90. In Bellevue, South 405 is backed up from 520 to the VMAC. Really heavy at Northeast 8th past Coal Creek Parkway. Bellevue to Renton will take you a half hour. And Seattle to Federal Way is up to 50 minutes. It's solid from the Boeing Access Road all the way past State Route 516. The Emerald Queen Casino is the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Game 3 finally begins in Detroit.
Flaherty, the windup. Pitch on the way to Randy. On the way, swinging a foul out of play on the first base side. And we're underway.
That was the first pitch. After a nearly 3-hour-long rain delay, the Mariners are now up to bat. First baseman Josh Naylor is in the starting lineup. He was away from the team yesterday on baby watch. Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer says we still don't know if Naylor's wife gave birth to their first child.
Until he tells us, because Dan Wilson wasn't going to tell us and a club official isn't going to tell us, I'm not going to speculate or say what it is. Either she did or she didn't.
Starting pitcher Logan Gilbert will take the mound for the M's right now 0-0 in the top of the first. Other news we are tracking today, a threat against 2 Washington state lawmakers prompted calls for the bomb squad. An email mentioned Lieutenant Governor Denny Heck and the mailbox at his home.
So aside from the inconvenience of having to open our mailbox at a distance with a rake for a couple of weeks, we're doing fine.
Heck says investigators traced that message to an email address that sent many other threats. Police say it was a fake threat designed to trigger a police response. Seattle police are looking for the man who robbed a woman walking her service dog early Tuesday morning.
It was just before 2 a.m. near 11th Avenue and East 1st Street. Seattle Police Detective Eric Munoz says a man came up behind the woman, pushed her down, put a gun to her head, and demanded that she empty her pockets. She cooperated and gave him everything she had, including $50 in cash.
We consider this a very heinous and very disturbing armed robbery.
The man's described as 21 to 50 years old, light-skinned with a thin build. And the woman told police he had what sounded like an Hispanic accent. She was not seriously hurt, and even though she fell on her dog when the guy shoved her down, the dog is okay. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Well, fire season still lingering here in the Northwest. In Washington, more than a dozen fires are burning across the state. Right now, the Lower Sugarloaf and Labor Mountain fires are burning more than 80,000 acres in Chelan County. Air quality alerts in effect for that area today. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are looking at clear skies here in the Seattle area and mostly sunny conditions as well. Highs in the mid-60s today. Right now, 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, tonight's starting lineup for your Seattle Mariners.
Oh, yes. Tom Hudler. All right, look at Aaron glued to the tube. I didn't dive in yet. You don't care? Aaron, you all right? What? Wow, you... sorry. Let's peel you away there.
1, 2, 3 in the first. Mariners go down.
Come on. Did they just win the challenge or what? Did you catch
They
that?
lost. Who else? No. Are we recapping the top of the first?
Holy moly. Here, we got to really get a clear idea of what's going on here.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume... Well, this radio show is for people that are in their car that are not watching the Mariners.
Well,
right?
Yeah,
There's a pretty good chance they might be listening on the radio.
Right.
So therefore, the people that are listening to the Mariners game are not even listening to us talk about anything else other than the Mariners, which doesn't make sense.
Makes no sense. So let's just avoid the game altogether.
No, we have to, for the people that generally want to be caught up to date on the thing, like everyone, so they can discuss it later on.
Okay, so generally speaking, the Mariners went down 1, 2, 3 in the first.
There we go.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now you're brought up to speed. Now here's Tom Hudler with the Mariners. Starting lineup for the Mariners. Tom, if you'd be so kind.
Tonight's starting lineup for your Seattle Mariners.
There we go. Okay. In other news, because yes, there is other news. Those of you that are listening to, do we even tell them where they can listen to it?
I mean, why not?
Sure, go ahead. We all get paid by the same people.
Aaron, Seattle sports.
What's that? Sorry, you know what?
Good God, get in the game. Get your head in this game.
I am in the game.
No, you're getting paid to be
What was the question?
Where they can listen to the game.
710 Seattle Sports, our sister station.
They all go.
Yeah.
Out the door.
Why are we not simulcasting?
We pretty much are. You just gave them what the first inning was. I mean,
I guess.
They're living on every one of these plays that you're giving them.
Yeah, right.
It's pretty much a simulcast.
Yeah.
In the meantime.
Go ahead.
Thank you. By the way, the question I asked before we went to the break, because I'd said it was so sad, you go to a football game, high school football game, the kids, he's on the football team, but he's also playing in the marching band. So he's out there in his football uniform. The rest of everybody else is in their, band uniform, and he's out there playing the trombone. And Joe goes, "Oh, that guy's killing it later on in life." I'm like, I don't think so. I just think that if you are the guy that is playing the trombone for the high school band and then also happen to be on the high school football team, I don't think later on you're killing it.
Why not? You're outgoing. You're trying different things. You're clearly athletic. You're musically gifted.
You're playing the trombone.
Sure.
Anybody
Woody
text
Allen,
in?
Julia Roberts, Tony Shalhoub, Eva Longoria, Jimmy Kimmel, Alan Greenspan, Steven Spielberg, all played in the band.
Yeah, but they didn't play on the football team, too.
No, but if they had, they'd even have more options. Most people agree with you, by the way.
Here's the kind of update on what's happening. I think we're heading into day 6 or day 7. Day 7 of the shutdown. So the passing of the big, beautiful bill included rolling back the American Rescue Plan, which basically said, hey, everybody, we've locked down all of you, so we're going to just pour all of this money in. And I know there used to be, you had to make a certain amount of money or you wouldn't, if you made under a certain amount of money, we're not going to help subsidize your health care for you can buy to Obamacare. And then they just opened the gates. So in 2021, they said even if you make over 400% of the federal poverty rate, it doesn't matter. Even if you make like $500,000, we'll give you free money. Okay. Well, it was supposed to end in December of this year. And that was the plan. We're going to end it. We're not going to get, if you're making $500,000, we're not going to subsidize your health care plan with tax dollars from other people. That's not the way it was set up. But during the big lockdown, showdown, COVID thing, they just opened the gates and gave everybody all of this quote unquote free money. We all experienced it when inflation went as high as it did. That's what free money is. So now in the continuing resolution and the big, beautiful bill, they said, we are going to ask for that to end. It's by December 31st, no more free money for rich people. You're not going to get free money to pay for your health care. Well, insurance companies don't like that because they love the fact that they get more people forced to buy this health care, if you can even call it that, and they get subsidies as well. So they're just gobs and gobs of money rolls into the insurance companies. They love it. Well, the Democrats like it as well because, hey, why not, give free money to rich people as well? And they say, we're not going to do that. We don't want this thing to end. We want everybody to continue to get free money, which is costing the American taxpayers almost $338 or $380, depending what the number is, $billion in 10 years. We can't afford it. We can't afford to keep doing this because we already have a gigantic deficit and we have a huge debt of over $38 trillion. It's going up every single day. So we can't afford. So let's stop giving rich people free money so they can buy health care. That seems reasonable. The Democrats are like, no, we're gonna die on this hill. Well, really what they're doing is they're just standing up to trying to find something to stand up to. Now, how many people will be affected? If they decide to roll it back as to where it was before 2021, 1.9 million Americans. That's it. 1.9 million Americans will be affected if they roll it back to where it was prior to 2021 with the American Rescue Act. So The whole thing is shut down for 1.9 million people that mostly can afford their own health care, but we don't want them to have it. So the Democrats are fighting the Republicans because the hard left of the party, which pretty much dominates most of the news and dominates the rest of those guys that are sitting in there going, we better do something about this and we better fight the president. So let's fight him on this. So that's what they're fighting him on that. That's what it's down to, because the Republicans passed a continuing resolution which says, hey, we'll continue to fund the government for the next 6 months or something. And then while that's going on, we'll get in there and work out the details of other stuff that you have a problem with. No, we're shutting everything down. So here it sits right now for about what's the total amount of people? Yeah, 1.6 million people will be affected when they allow the thing to expire. Now, Trump said last week, we might not pay people. I might not pay people. And then he decides, well, let's put even more pressure. No, he said, you know what? We might just fire a whole bunch of people while they're furloughed, while they're out. That puts pressure on the Democrats because, you're going to fire a bunch of federal workers? They are the ones that vote for Democrats. So they're trying. It's a game of hostage. So Trump's like, yeah, we'll just let them go, hoping that would be enough for Democrats to crack. It didn't. So then he decides he'd throw in this thing, which I think is illegal. I don't know.
White House's position that furloughed workers should be paid for their back pay?
I would say it depends on who we're talking about. I can tell you this, the Democrats have put a lot of people in great risk and jeopardy, but it really depends on who you're talking about. But for the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way.
Why do you say some federal workers should not get their back pay? Why do you say some?
Well, you're going to have to figure that out, okay? Ask the Democrats that question.
Right, so this is it. Holding everybody hostage. So the Democrats holding everybody hostage for rich people to continue to get free money. There's no such thing as free money. It's going to come from taxes. And we'll just continue to write us more checks, and then we'll just continue to add to the deficit. So now we have this standoff, and then Trump figures, well, okay, then I'll just, rather than saying we're going to fire everybody, some people we pay, some people we won't pay. So here we are. We're going to shoot the hostages, right, one at a time, unless you do something, trying to get the Democrats to cave on this thing. I think, unfortunately, you're going to see more pressure on Republicans, and maybe they end up going, okay, well, we won't have this expire, and we'll continue to allow rich people to get, quote, again, free money to pay for their health care, because they know, the Democrats know, and the Republicans know that the insurance companies, which pay a ton of money to lobbyists in order to lobby these elected officials, they know those health insurance companies no. Continue to give subsidies to everybody so that we can continue to have just all of this money in this giant health insurance bucket. We can have all of this additional cash. Keep throwing more money at everybody. Let's get everybody into Obamacare. Rich, poor, no matter who it is. Let's get everybody in, because when everybody's in, it makes it much easier for us to continue to raise all of the premiums, to continue to charge more and more, because whatever is the difference between what we're charging and what the person can afford, we know that taxes will flow in there and the whole market will be completely kaput. But that's where we are. So anybody that's out of work, there are the pieces that are on the board, and you can figure out which one's going to cave first on all of this sort of stuff. But letting the Obamacare enhanced payments expire as they were supposed to expire is what they're fighting over. There. Does that make sense? Questions, comments, concerns? No. All right, moving on, everybody. By the way, this will all be on the test on Friday. Don't look at me like I got two heads. All right? So it was on this day that Hamas decided that they would come across early in the morning and kill as many Jews as they possibly can, taking more than 400 and some hostage, murdering women and children, and then racing back over the border. And then Israel decides, well, here we come. And if you remember what Netanyahu said, that he was tired of cutting the grass, because he said every couple of years, Hamas would lob missiles in, we would knock some of them down, we go back in, and we would cut the grass a little bit. He said, we're not cutting the grass anymore. We're just going to wipe out everything. And now at this point, the world has turned against Israel. But the best perspective of all of this sort of stuff is just to think, if it was the United States. So let's take the population of Israel and then take the population of, say, I don't know, New Jersey, right? So if you just consider they killed 1,200 plus took 400 some hostage. We'll just use U.S. numbers on this thing. So let's say about 200 or about 120,000 people or more. They just get killed, right? And you take, say, 40,000, just using easy numbers, 40,000 people hostage. Let's say Mexico decided to come in and do that right over the border. Let's go right into Texas. So they go into Texas and they murder tens of thousands, 100,000 people, and they take 40,000 people hostage, and they go back over the border again. Do you think Mexico would still be there as a country? We would bomb Mexico into oblivion. There would be no Mexico. There would be nothing standing. We have gone into other countries and completely decimated those countries. You could think about Japan, right? What we have done in other countries when we are attacked, if we were attacked the way Israel was attacked, do you believe if it was Mexico coming into over the border into Texas and grabbing a whole bunch of people, murdering a whole bunch of people, do you think Mexico would still be there? So this idea that somehow Israel is the bad guy, that Israel started the war. Israel did not start the war on October 7th. Hamas continued the war. Hamas has been warring against Israel for the longest time, but they figured they were going to do this sneak attack and they're going to come in there and do this sort of stuff because what they're hoping for is for everyone to rise up. They just basically want to get Israel off the map. They had backing for the last 5 or 6 years. They had Iran was the one that was planning all of this sort of stuff. They were the one providing them with all the money and all the know-how to sneak in there and to do this to Israel. So now at this point, the world has basically abandoned Israel, or most of the world has abandoned Israel, and they see them as the bad guys. They see them as the people that are murdering all these innocent people. Well, there's nobody said anything about the fact that innocent people aren't killed during war. They are. And that's what happens when a war. And if you sneak into a country and you kidnap 400 and some, and you torture those individuals, and then you also murder women and children and delight in their murder and videotape their murder and enjoy sadistic torture of human beings as Hamas did, then that's what happens. So just putting it in perspective, if somebody else came into the United States and did this to the U.S., there would be no country. That would be the end, or whatever be left standing. We would then go in and rebuild it again. So this idea that we are supposed to somehow feel sorry for the people of Hamas or Palestine, that they are the victims of this. No, there is only one way for this thing to end, and it is for the decimation of Hamas, to clear Hamas out of there, to give the people that are in that part of the country a chance to have a real life. And they have many different plans have been on the books, and many things have been spoken about. So possibly there could be some peace to come. But as it is right now, you continue to have the media in the United States directly fomenting more and more of the dispute in the fact that Israel is the aggressor. And the poor people of Palestine, they are just the innocents. Yes, there are many that are killed, but if you decide that you're going to place your soldiers and your bombs in hospitals and schools, well, that's what happens. When you use your people as human shields, unfortunately, in war, the human shields are killed as well. But that's the way they fight, and this is the way Israel is trying to do everything they possibly can to stop, because they know that the world is always watching if there is collateral damage. But that's the situation as it stands. Hopefully, cooler heads prevail, and at some point, the hostages can be released and sent back to Israel. That is one of the plans that President Trump has put on the board, and it's on the table. And then in return, Israel release thousands of Hamas fighters that they have put in prison and have been holding there for up to the last 7 or 8 years. So it's still in a standoff, but in perspective.
Well, they have tentatively agreed, Hamas has, with everyone else, to a peace deal that.
Yeah, that has to be the third or fourth one that they said, well, maybe no, maybe yes.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Where's Aaron to give us the update on the Mariners?
Still 0-0. Top of the second.
Thank you, Joe. All right, here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Thanks, John. The Emerald Queen Casino brings us our update. North 5, just past Mercer. We've still got a disabled vehicle blocking that left lane. State Patrol's on scene assisting. And your backup starts as you approach the West Seattle Bridge. Bellevue to Everett, you just spiked to an hour and 25-minute commute. It is bumper to bumper from 520 up to 522 in Bothell, where we have a collision on your left shoulder. Now, it was blocking the toll lane for a bit, and that's what added to this backup. But once you get through this backup, you're going to clear out right away. Seattle to Everett, 1 hour. Linwood to Seattle is up to 40 minutes. We're getting thicker in Linwood, and then bumper to bumper coming out of Northgate into downtown. South 405 through Bellevue is backed up from 520 to the VMAC, really thick at about Northeast 8th down past Cold Creek Parkway. And Renton to Puyallup is up to a 50-minute commute. The Emerald Queen Casino is the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you so much to Closets by Design. They came out to the barn a number of months ago, and the nice consultant sat there from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock and completely designed the closets, the garage, everything, and did the best job because Closets by Design, locally owned for 22 years, family-run business, they don't come in with a box of parts and try to jerry-rig the thing in. It's all customized, and they do exactly what they need to do with all of their years of experience to know exactly how they can make that closet more organized and absolutely beautiful. They even made the wood match the baseboard and all of the molding around the closet doors. I mean, it was just absolutely perfect. I was like, wow, look at this. What's this going to cost? And I find out the Closet by Design, they give you 40% off plus 15% off, and they'll give you 18 months financing, and they give you free installation. These guys are the best. If you're thinking about getting that house organized and bringing peace to the house, especially if you're organized and your partner is disorganized, you'll love what Closets by Design can do. So set up a free consultation in your home by giving them a call at 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's closetsbydesign.com.
As things escalate in Portland,
it looks like a war zone.
Seattle's Morning News speaks with Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown.
We've been preparing for this sort of thing from the beginning.
Live in studio.
How does your office game plan if the president were to say today, Seattle, you're next?
It's not lawful to do it in the way that the presidents do it. That is why multiple judges across the country have found it unlawful, including judges appointed by the president himself.
See the full conversation on the KIRO News Radio YouTube page.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Whatever temperatures this winter brings, your friendly and knowledgeable Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is committed to achieving a high level of training and skills, backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. Whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new heating system, your local Bryant dealer will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Schedule an appointment today. Visit BryantNorthwest.com for a dealer near you. Bryant, whatever it takes.
I saw her texting coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Your time is money. So why are you wasting it stuck in I-5 gridlock, TSA slowdowns, and SeaTac crowds? Isn't it time to travel smarter? Seaport Airlines offers high-frequency commuter shuttle service from Seattle's Boeing Field to Portland. Park for free next to our terminals. Check in 20 minutes before your departure. Get there faster without the hassles. Seaport Airlines. It's about time. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
You've been wiring pounds to a second wife in London.
It's not what it looks like.
And here she is now.
Sure it isn't.
Hello, darling.
Elizabeth?
Did you know our husband used a bank instead of Wise to send you money?
What an imbecile. Well,
see, even your secret wife knows that banks are slow and hide fees in overseas transfers.
Those cheaters.
If you want to send money overseas, use Wise. They're faster and they don't hide fees.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Still no score through an inning and a half in Detroit for Game 3, the Mariners-Tigers series. Pitcher Logan Gilbert is on the mound for the M's.
And the 0-2 on the way, and a swing and a miss at a splitter, knocking it down is Cal. The throw to first base, a strikeout for Logan.
Both pitchers have left runners stranded on base. Right now 0-0 heading into the bottom of the second inning. On day 7 of the government shutdown, President Trump says there is no guarantee furloughed federal workers will get back pay. CBS's Allison Keyes is talking to labor union leaders.
Jacqueline Simon at the American Federation of Government Employees, representing some 800,000 workers, says,
"Unfortunately, we have to take him seriously when he makes these kinds of threats."
The president's warning comes despite a law he signed after the 2019 shutdown, ensuring that federal workers receive back pay during a funding lapse. But Simon says
they don't feel constrained by the language of the law.
Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
Healthcare remains a key sticking point for Democrats, they say, amid the shutdown. Washington U.S. Senator Patty Murray says they're ready to strike a deal.
House Republicans are missing in action for the third week in a row.
Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson says they did their job already by passing a short-term spending measure last month. Hundreds of Washington Starbucks workers are about to lose their jobs. 369 layoffs are taking effect December 5th as a result of recent store closures. No comment so far from Starbucks. Aviation attorney Mark Lindquist is suing Turkish Airlines after an 89-year-old woman is injured while boarding a flight from Seattle to Istanbul. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
The incident happened August 29th at SEA. A Turkish Airlines worker rolled the woman in a wheelchair to the door of the plane and turned over her care to a flight attendant. Attorney Mark Lindquist says
a flight attendant took our client's hand, helped her stand, then the attendant was distracted and let go of our client's hand.
Lindquist says the woman suffered a fractured femur, which required surgery and the installation of a nail, a rod, and screws, and left her permanently disfigured. The lawsuit doesn't specify a dollar amount being sought. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
At 4:32 now, we go to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
Thank you, Aaron. Home Comfort Alliance has the update. Bellevue to Everett will take you an hour, 20 minutes. It's bumper to bumper between 520 and 522, where we have a collision that was blocking, now sitting on your left shoulder. Once you get through this backup, which is going to take a while, you'll clear out right away all the way up to that Alderwood interchange. Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes. It's solid from the U District through Linwood. Linwood to Seattle is a 40-minute commute. You're crowded in Linwood, and then bumper to bumper again from 85th into downtown Seattle. North 5 just past Mercer. We've still got this disabled vehicle blocking the left lane. State Patrol's on scene with them. Your backup starts at the West Seattle Bridge. Seattle to Federal Way, 50 minutes. You're backed up from the Duwamish Curve all the way to State Route 516. And in South Tacoma, we have a new crash. It's North 5 at South 72nd in your left lane. You're backed up to State Route 512. Olympia to Tacoma is up to 40 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia is a 50-minute drive. Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt ductless heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mostly clear skies right now. Going to see the weather cool down a bit in the coming days. But right now, a pleasant evening, 65 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
KIRO 7 News in the morning gets you plugged in and connected to our community. Important stories and breaking news happening right now from where you live. Plus, KIRO 7 pinpoint weather and real-time traffic every 10 minutes gets you prepared before you head out the door. Get up, get ready, get going with KIRO 7 News in the morning, 4:30 to 7 a.m.
Well said, well read there, Joe. Wow. Bucky's Auto Service Centers, they've got 16 locations, been around for 55 years. 55 years, it's still going strong. Woo. Just like the Mariners. Aaron, update?
2 outs, bottom of the second. Tigers just got a man on first base, single.
Boom.
That guy on first base won't be taking his car to Bucky's Auto Service, but perhaps he should after he strikes out.
He's already on first base. So maybe next at bat.
That's what I meant.
That's what you meant. Yeah. After he strikes out, next at bat.
At bat. Thank you. You got it.
NAB, they say.
Yes, next at bat. Okay, everybody ready? Who's on the mound for the Mariners? Oh,
Logan Gilbert.
Gilbert, yeah. By the way, he showed up at an event on Friday.
Did he?
Yeah, for a Christian athletes organization raising money for. And he showed up, and a couple other Mariners showed up, and they gave him a standing ovation. It was really nice.
Oh,
and then
cool.
I didn't realize how religious these guys were. They talked about how following the teaching of Jesus Christ and how the team came together, and gave this really amazing speech. And then they went on to win 10 innings. And then somebody there at the event said, let's pray over them. So we stood up and they said a big prayer. And it's like, we're standing up there, and it's like, go get them. So.
That's all. Isn't Tim Gatos is the
Tim Gatos is the guy that helped organize that whole thing. Yeah, he's the chaplain for him. I found this story. I thought this was interesting because I don't know if you remember this or not, but let's see if I can find it right here. Do you remember this? The Pop Rocks?
Hey, what's happening?
The crackling's what's happening.
Pop Rocks.
There's bangs to the pipe.
Pop Rocks.
The sizzle makes you giggle.
Pop Rocks.
Taste satisfied.
Pop Rocks.
It's snapping. It's crackling. The crackling's what's happening.
Pop Rocks. Introducing Pop Rocks Crackling Candy. They'll burst all over your mouth in cherry, grape, and orange.
Pop Rocks. Taste satisfied. Pop Rocks.
The crackling's what's happening.
Yeah, I looked up. Remember the rumor? I was trying to explain this to my kids all the time. I'm like, here's pop culture stuff. You should remember pop culture things, like the famous rumor that Mikey from Life cereal.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. I'm not going to try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't need it.
And then camera swings over this little 3-year-old kid, Mikey. His real name was, I think, something Christchurch or something. Christchurch, whatever his name was. Little kid. He's 3 years old, is the actor. And the camera swings over, and they slide the bowl of Life cereal over to him, and then...
He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Regular, cinnamon, and raisin Life. Nutritious, delicious.
Yeah.
John Gilchrist, by the way.
That's it. Yeah, Gilchrist. So that was the beginning of... So Pop Rocks gets started in 1979. It had been invented by a guy by the name of Bill Mitchell in 1956. He was trying to make something to make sparkling Kool-Aid. Then he kind of gave up on it. And General Mills was not in the business of making candy. So they're like, we don't care about it. So it sat on the shelf for the longest time. And then this guy named Herman Nell comes in 1970. He's walking through the plant. And somebody goes, what's this? They go, oh, this is the Pop Rocks. We don't really do anything with them. He gives them to his kids. Kids love them. He's like, okay, this stuff would work. Let's do this. So then they pitch Pop Rocks. They do a big commercial on it, like you just heard earlier. And the thing gets about $450 million in its first year of sales. That's in today's dollars. It's a big, huge hit. It's such a huge hit that kids are buying them as much as they possibly can and then selling them on kind of a little black market behind the scenes stuff. Everybody wanted Pop Rocks. Well, then a couple of kids somewhere in the Midwest decide they're going to start this rumor that Mikey from Life Cereal ate Pop Rocks and drank a Coke, and then his head exploded.
No, his stomach ruptured, I think.
Stomach ruptured. Other ones that head exploded.
Okay.
Right. In fact, the mom of the actor, what's his first name again? His last name?
It is Gilchrist.
Yeah, Gilchrist. Mrs. Gilchrist gets a call from some woman saying, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I heard about your son." She says, "What are you talking about? He's playing baseball this afternoon." He was 11 years old at this point. She goes, "Oh, I heard he died." What? No, he's fine. She sends her other son to go make sure that her son, John Gilchrist, is still okay. He is perfectly fine. Well, at that point, this rumor begins to fly, and this is before social media. The rumor begins to fly that Mikey from Life Cereal ate Pop Rocks and died, and then everyone just completely flipped out from the thing. And sales within a week, his parents were like, "Oh no, well, no more Pop Rocks." The general manager or the president, the CEO of General Mills or General Foods, he then has to take out a giant ad in the paper, and they're sending salespeople out, and they're sending flyers to school saying, "No, Pop Rocks are fine. You're not going to die. It's okay." And even, I think one of this, it might have been the president or one of his, right underneath the president, actually goes to the kid's house, Mikey Gilchrist's house, and sits down with the parents and says, "Listen, if you could do a commercial for us and say that you're still alive and you love Pop Rocks, that would be really great because we are a little desperate because sales have plummeted. And at this point, we're going to be stuck with tons and tons of these things. If we don't get them off the shelves, we have to sell them. This is a very big deal for us. Can you please just do a commercial for us? Just say, I'm alive. I've never eaten Pop Rocks. Or just say, yes, I eat Pop Rocks and I like Life Cereal. Just do the commercial for us." And his parents already had a deal with some other company. I guess he was a spokesperson for something else, although it really wasn't well known as the Life Cereal ad. And they're like, nah, we're not going to do anything. So the General Foods guy goes back and says, "Well, I can't get him to do a commercial." And they just were desperate at this point. Sales continued to sink into the ground. And then they were forced to destroy, I don't know how many tons of Pop Rocks. They're just gone. Just got rid of them all together. And that was the end of it.
That was it.
That was it. But I love the fact that they went to the guy's house. They were so desperate.
Yeah.
"Please save us. Save our Pop Rocks." Oh. And by the way, then Mythbusters decided to do something. Does it actually explode?
So the myth is that, that a combination of 6 packs of Pop Rocks and a 6-pack of soda is a lethal combination of gases that will make your stomach explode. I've been thinking about this, and I think to imitate a stomach, the pressures of a stomach, that the best course is to use a pig's stomach, which is actually physically very close to a human stomach, which can hold about between 1 and 2 pints generally of liquid.
Okay, so one of the things we have to figure out.
Stomach's going to burst. All right, here comes the plunger.
Slow down. You didn't drink it that fast. Listen to that. You can hear those Pop Rocks going for it. Well, that's pretty impressive.
Oh, there goes a burp. Mikey's burping.
Okay,
Where'd they get the Pop Rocks?
I guess you can still get them somewhere.
Come on. Oh, man.
Look how big that stomach's getting.
Even with time for digestion, the Pop Rocks and soda just don't produce enough gas.
I
had some when I was a kid, so that
you can still get them. Yeah. I think somebody else bought them out. Yeah, somebody else bought it. General Foods got away from them, and somebody else took it over. So there it is. So that's the rumor for you people to be able to drop that one in there on urban myths and rumors and things. So
I'm just glad that John Gilchrist is still alive.
Yeah, he's 44 years old, and he's just doing fine.
44?
Yeah. Why, does that seem old? He was 3 at the time when they shot the
No, he's got to be older than that.
Yeah.
Is he really? Just 44?
Oh, my God. Really? You're going to make me look him up?
Well, he seemed, I was like close to his age when that commercial was out.
Look it up, Joe.
I'm looking.
And I'm not 44. I'm not 44.
Just give me an age.
72. In 1972, he was 3. She's 3 and 22.
Yeah, she's a little bit older.
2005.
57.
I like 53.
Yeah, 53.
Oh, there we go. It said never do math on the radio, but you do right there. I'm going to deep tease this one for you. It was on this very day that my friend Dory Monson sent out a text that got him in a whole lot of trouble.
Wow, that's a tease.
Remember that, Andrew? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Are you going to go over that text next?
Yeah.
The Emerald Queen Casino has our update. Bellevue to Everett, an hour 15 as we slowly are improving from our earlier crash up in Bothell. So you're bumper to bumper from 520 to 522 where that collision is on your left shoulder. Seattle to Everett, 1 hour. You're solid from the U District through Linwood. Linwood to Seattle will take you 40 minutes. Getting heavy there in Linwood. And then you're packed from Northgate now into downtown. North 5, just past Mercer. We still have this disabled vehicle in that left lane. State Patrol's there with them. Your scattered backup start as you approach the West Seattle Bridge. Renton to Puyallup on southbound 167 will take you 50 minutes. Now you're crowded from Renton into Auburn. You'll catch a little breather, and then you're bumper to bumper again from State Route 18 into Puyallup. And in South Tacoma, we cleared that crash, and now North 5 is South 72nd. It's off to your right shoulder. Just a brief backup down there at 512 still to get through. The Emerald Queen Casino is the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I'm telling you something I know what it's like. You watch your hair begin to thin and the crown disappears. That hair loss can just rob you of your identity, and that's kind of how I felt before I visited Advanced Hair. You see, Advanced Hair has got this simple one-day treatment, and they regrew my own natural hair. They do the exact same thing for you. So as you look in the mirror and you notice it's going away and it's not coming back, you have the decision. Do you want to be bald or do you want your hair back? I'm sure you want your hair back. I mean, who have given the choice between the two, you want your own hair back. So do this. Do the same thing I did. You set up a free consultation. They'll knock off $250. They'll give you 250 free hair graft. You just give them a call, 425-449-8185. You don't want to wait because your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. You've got nothing to lose. If you don't do anything right now, you're going to lose your hair. So let's get your hair back. Advanced Hair is once again the 425 Business of the Year. They deserve it. They do great work. Give them a call, 425-449-8185, or visit them online at advancedhair.com.
Seattle's morning news.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor.
The head of Homeland Security in the Northwest. We will wrap up her stop in Portland.
The Insurrection Act of 1807. What is it, and when can the president use it?
We'll ask former Attorney General Rob McKenna.
The Mariners go for Game 3 win in Detroit.
Hope you can join us tomorrow for all the day's news, traffic, and weather.
5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
If you've been considering surgery or even joint replacement, let me suggest something. Hi, it's Dave Ross. I've now talked to over 200 patients of Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, so many of whom have told me about the life-changing results, and those are their words, after treatment at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. These are people with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, and they tell me that they're back hiking, jogging, playing tennis, skiing, golfing, walking up and down stairs, playing with the kids, the grandkids, and doing it without pain and without surgery. Dr. Mark Wagner's 60-minute outpatient procedure uses your own stem cells, and because they're your own stem cells, they can help regenerate your own cartilage in your own joints. Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience, and he's performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Also, he's one of the few doing it the right way. So listen to his patients, and remember, whether it's a shoulder, hip, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before you choose surgery, first see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. Get the facts, then get back in the game at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Brad's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where batteries are as low as $89.99. Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Brad is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Pros don't just show up.
They prove how it's done, with precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way, with a dedication to lasting quality, trusted performance, and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Has it been hot in your house this summer? Maybe worried about the cold coming in this fall and into the winter? Might be because your insulation's just not up to snuff. That was my problem, Mike Salk here, and that's why I called Crawl Pros. They came out, they did a corner-to-corner inspection of my crawl space and attic, and they fixed that problem once and for all. If your home has any damaged insulation or no insulation in the attic or crawl space, you're bleeding money every month to heat and cool your home, but you don't have to. And even better, if you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% of the cost to properly insulate your crawl space and attic. Yeah, 95%, but you got to act now. Many of these rebates are ending at the end of this year, including the federal incentives. Let Crawl Pros come out and properly insulate your home before the cooler fall weather comes in. If you're worried about critters, mold, water damage, insulation, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
I'm Macy House with Baird Global Investment Banking. In today's markets, global financial capabilities aren't worth much without personal attention to your priorities. Baird Banking, Research, and Private Equity professionals are located across 3 continents, sharing more than investment expertise. As employee owners of our firm, we all have a personal stake in your success, here in the Pacific Northwest and around the world. Discover the Baird difference. Visit rwbaird.com/Seattle.
Lori here from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. Upgrading attic insulation is a popular and cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient, slashing utility bills. Call now and save $299 off attic ceiling and ventilation, or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Executive decision to wait to do the text that caused such a fury back October on this date,
7th,
2020. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. In the meantime, by the way, Mariners scored. You have an update for anybody that's kind of half listening to our show and wishing they were watching it on television? Joe, Andrew, hey, the Mariners update.
It is 2-0 Mariners, 2 on base, only 1 out in the top of the 3rd.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Okay. Just going to yell, just let's go.
That doesn't count?
No, that's good.
Okay, fine.
The city of Pittsburgh has become the first major U.S. city to skip Halloween and Thanksgiving, so they are jumping the turkey, as we like to say, to install the downtown Christmas trees. What?
Jumping the pumpkin, too.
Gee whiz. They put the tree up already in Pittsburgh?
The city of Pittsburgh is getting ready for the winter holidays. The Christmas tree is now up at the rink at PPG Place, even though it's obviously not cold enough for ice skating. We know many of you are looking forward to that downtown holiday tradition.
I'm really excited because we're going to ice skate on, me and my family are going to ice skate on the tree. But I got to say, they should have waited for Halloween first.
He's saying what we're all thinking, right? Yeah, the rink is going to be open for skating on November 14th. Got to plan ahead before the weather turns on them.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Awful.
I think where Thanksgiving is landing, are we getting less shopping days? I think it is because it's later in the year.
Ooh, I haven't checked.
I think that's what it is. I think. And they also, retailers are trying to push as much stuff off the shelf as it possibly can before more tariff stuff kicks in. And they also are looking generally at, more economists are saying possibly going into a recession. Gold is now trading at a record high of more than $4,000 an ounce. And I think a number of economists say they expect it to go to $4,900. So, and that's always a hedge against inflation, and just generally a stable place where people put their money. So with all the unknowns and retailers trying to move as quickly as they possibly can for sales, they probably are trying to, again, jump over the pumpkin, jump over the turkey, and go right into Christmas.
Don't forget, start spending money now.
Right. And the other thing was, I think Walmart knew that on Tuesday was Amazon's big sale day. So then Walmart decided to have a gigantic sales day as well, to try to get in there. So they're trying to push people, get them start spending earlier. And they look for those early indicators, sort of stimuli of, there's a Christmas tree. I should probably start shopping for Christmas presents now. Would that inspire you to do that? So Pittsburgh in early, beat everybody else. Wow.
Butter for the turkey.
Sure, Aaron, that's true. Butter for the turkey. You got to get that as well as you're out shopping.
Well said.
What kind of shape is that tree going to be in?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a fake one?
It's going to be a fire hazard in a couple of weeks.
Hey.
But they don't care in Pittsburgh. They're just all about making the money. All right, checking Nate over there in traffic. Nathan, what do you got?
We've got turning into a busy afternoon. Bellevue to Everett is down a bit, though. Still at an hour, 10 minutes. It's solid between Kirkland and Bothell, and you're just barely scooting along through Kirkland. Seattle to Everett will take you 1 hour. It's solid from the U District through North Linwood. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes. You've got about a 2-mile backup in Linwood, and then you're packed at about 80th now coming into downtown Seattle. North 5, just past Mercer, we've still got this disabled vehicle in the left lane. Scattered backup starting as you approach the West Seattle Bridge. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, plan on 20 to 25 minutes on both I-90 and 520. Bellevue to Renton's at 35 minutes. You're solid from 520 all the way to the VMAC. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is a 50-minute commute. And Blewett Pass has reopened in eastern Washington. Drivers, you will have to follow a pilot car through about a 13-mile stretch through the fire zone with reduced speed limits, that until further notice. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. You know, I was listening to KIRO Radio a number of years ago, and I kept hearing this ad that was on there saying, if you don't want to wear glasses, you don't want to wear readers, you don't wear contacts anymore, concerned about cataracts, you should check into RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. So I was like, okay, my eyes were getting worse every single year. I had glasses to see at night, and then to read, and then to see a little further away, whole drawer of glasses. And I went to the doctor. He said, well, you need another prescription. They continue to get worse every year. I said, whoa, I don't want to keep doing this. So I remembered, Refractive Lens Exchange. So I was doing a little bit of research. I found this place called K2 Vision, RLE. I go there, I meet the doctor. I ask the slightly uncomfortable question, how many of these procedures have you done? He said, gosh, probably more than 100,000. I was like, great hands. So then Dr. Kopstein, that was his name, he says, listen, I'm not going to do this unless it's going to have great results for you. So he looks at my eyes. He said, yeah, let's do it. This is really going to work for you. I go back. After I get both eyes done, I've got 20/20 vision. It works. It's great. No more glasses, no more readers, no more contacts. 20/20 vision for me. You want the exact same thing? You could set up a Zoom consultation at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
The Jake and Spike Show.
A couple.
Weekdays noon to 3.
That's not fair. A guy in a couple who ate dirt as a way to change the mojo for the Mariners. Kyle, in the video, it looks like you are mixing it with, I assume that's milk.
It was milk. I just thought, what would be the easiest thing to mix this with? I guess in the moment, maybe a beer would have been better.
Clearly it did work. I've posted plenty of TikToks before, and I've never had this happen before.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline Full Synthetic Motor Oil, a Wix filter, and a $15 gift card after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business.
Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity, of course, and it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, prioritizing your most important connections, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. And it would let you stream 4. That's right, 4 games on one screen. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. It would be proactive and fix problems before you knew you had them. Impressive, right? And it would have security features that protect you from threats at home and online. Kinda like a force field for your life. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, well, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected, no matter what. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
G and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Some government workers must continue working either with or without pay, with limited pay until the government reopens. That includes air traffic controllers, and CBS's Chris Van Cleve says even if just 1 or 2 call out in a tower, it's a problem.
Our CBS News data team did an analysis. They found that the FAA has flagged staffing shortages at an increasing number of air traffic control facilities in the days since the government shut down, at a rate that we haven't seen since 2022.
The Memphis Control Tower is helping Nashville as that airport tower is dark until at least midnight. There are now questions over back pay for furloughed government workers after a Trump administration official confirms to CBS News a draft memo from the White House's Office of Management and Budget suggesting that the back pay is not guaranteed. Republican Senator Tom Tillis responds,
I believe it's a strategic mistake to now let those folks know or let them think that they could potentially not get back pay.
Meantime, the Senate will hold its next votes tomorrow on dueling measures to fund the government. Pam Bondi, the nation's top prosecutor, deflects some questions and defends herself during a congressional committee hearing. CBS's Allison Keyes reports.
Attorney General Pam Bondi refused to answer questions about the controversial indictment of former FBI Director James Comey.
It's a pending case, so I'm not going to discuss the facts of a pending case.
Democrats, including Illinois Senator Dick Durbin, questioned the administration's focus on blue-led cities.
I wish you loved Chicago as much as you hate President Trump.
Bondi insisted the DOJ is just doing its job.
Our civil rights attorneys are fighting discrimination and anti-Semitism.
Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem travels to Portland to visit an ICE facility while a federal lawsuit over National Guard deployment continues to unfold. Protester in Afraid or Shade in Portland.
It's dangerous because, like I said, you're taking away the few avenues we have to peacefully fight back. And he wants us to get violent because he wants to enact martial law.
Meantime, Texas National Guard members have arrived in Illinois and are expected to soon deploy to Chicago. President Trump is optimistic about progress toward a Gaza ceasefire deal and says a U.S. team has left to take part in the negotiations.
We are very close to making a deal on the Middle East that will bring peace to the Middle East. After all of these years of millions and millions, tens of millions of people being killed, there's a chance to bring peace to the Middle East.
Hamas says it wants to reach a deal, but still has some demands. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Coming up, the Mariners striking first in Detroit. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. This report brought to you by ProSculpt. Bellevue to Everett, we're down to an hour and 10 minutes. It's solid, though, from Kirkland into Bothell, and you're at a standstill through parts of Kirkland. Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes. It's solid from the U District all the way through north of Linwood. Everett, that drive through Everett looking great this afternoon. In fact, just minimal crowding between Broadway and Highway 2. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes. You've got a 2-mile backup in Linwood, and then it's bumper to bumper from 80th into downtown Seattle. North 5 just past Mercer. We've still got a disabled vehicle in your left lane. The good news is a tow has finally arrived. We've got a solid backup now that starts back at the Michigan curve. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, 25 minutes on 520, 20 minutes on I-90. Bellevue to Renton's going to take you 35 minutes. Your typical backup starting at 520 down to the VMAC. Renton to Puyallup on 167's at 50 minutes. And Tacoma to Olympia is a 45-minute commute. ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Aaron Granillo. A big third inning tonight for the Mariners in Detroit.
Swung on, hit hard up the middle. That sneaks through. It's a base hit. JPB wave. He hits third. He's flying home. No throw. He's going to score. The Mariners lead 2-0.
And that is the score now after 3 innings. 2-0 Mariners. The M's first run came on a throwing error that scored Victor Robles. A student athlete at Puyallup High School is in the hospital with serious injuries after they were hit by a car. A witness to yesterday's crash tells KIRO 7 TV.
He had already stepped into the street. It looked like he put his hand up to the truck.
Puyallup police say this happened when the cross-country team was running on 2nd Avenue Northeast. Police say the 27-year-old driver was not impaired but was arrested on an unrelated misdemeanor charge. A 17-year-old girl has been arrested in Clark County after allegedly strangling a woman to death. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay.
Deputies were called out to a physical disturbance early Sunday morning in Vancouver. They found a woman who was not breathing. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Witnesses told deputies a teenager had attacked her. They found that teen at a nearby home and say she seemed to be under the influence of intoxicants. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
In Pierce County, deputies say they've arrested a man for impersonating an officer after catching him in the act of pulling over a driver. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch reports.
A Pierce County deputy on Key Peninsula arrested the 24-year-old driver after warning him earlier in the day that using flashing blue lights on the road was illegal. The arrest comes nearly a month after Sheriff Keith Swank posed the questions on X. Why is impersonating a cop a crime? Can't someone identify as a cop? Deputy Carly Capetto explains.
People have impersonated police officers and have committed horrendous crimes, and that is something that we absolutely want to prevent.
We requested comment from the sheriff, but so far have not heard back. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Weather update now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Clear skies tonight. We'll see some increasing clouds as the week goes on, along with chance of showers later on this week and cooler temperatures. Right now, looking at 70 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
You are 97.3. I also love 97.3. Oh. I don't like 97.3.
Oh. They don't know what the they're doing.
You know that. You know that very well. Don't talk to me.
Wow. He loved us and he hated us, and then not a kind word from the president. It's a shame. Look at Aaron. Quick update from Aaron regarding the baseball.
Sorry, catching my breath. I don't do well during Mariners games. I really don't.
I know, and this is good. It's a growing experience for you.
Yes!
Oh, who hit that?
Gino!
Gino.
A little more detail would help.
Gino Suarez, home run.
Solo home run. Hey, Eugenio Suarez. 3-0 top 4, baby. Let's go.
Look at him. Look at him over there.
He almost swore. I heard it.
Yeah. 422 feet.
Ooh.
All right.
That just happened.
Nice. All right. Hang on, I got to dive in. We are basically simulcasting the show between Aaron, myself doing the rest of the news, and then go back to Aaron, and then having Tom Hutler do the lineup for us every once in a while for no fair reason.
Now, tonight's starting lineup for your Seattle Mariners.
Thank you, Tom. Okay. There is other news happening, believe it or not. Let's see what this one, was it Charlie Harker that had this one in mynorthwest.com?
Yes.
Yeah, here's what happened. The way it works is you catch somebody, and they're going to go to hold them in jail, or in Seattle, just let them go and then hope they come back for the trial. So you got a prosecutor and you got defense. The prosecutor has the hardest job because the prosecutor basically must be able to prove beyond a doubt, right, that this guy or this gal did what they're being accused of doing. It's a lot of work for the prosecutor, far more than the defense. The defense really just has to they get an opening statement, they get to do a cross-examination.
Reasonable doubt,
and, and then you finally get the closing statement. That's the defense. It's much easier. The prosecutor has really got to really dig in on the thing. It's far more difficult. So you've got to work harder, and you probably need possibly more people, plus the fact that there's this new law going into place in the state of Washington 2026 that's going to limit the number of cases that the defense attorneys have to take. It's just 10. That's it. They get 10. So they get to do 10, and the prosecutors at this point have a backlog of about 136 cases. So one deputy prosecutor is handling about 136 cases. The defense, starting in 2026, will be limited to 10 cases per year. Well, then there was a call for, hey, we're going to need more money because we're going to need more prosecutors because, again, we need to have enough because we actually spend more time working in order to be able to prove that the case beyond a reasonable doubt. So when they were asked for money, as it turns out, there's zero money for you. There'll be no more prosecutors, but we're going to hire 17 defense attorneys. What the request was for 21 prosecutors, 21 paralegals, and 17 victim advocates. The money for the prosecuting side, zero. For the defense, they get 17 more. So you basically sort of get an idea of who is in the position of power. It is the person that's committing the crimes, because we played that cut the other day from the mayor. When he hears of somebody that's been arrested 6 or 7 times, what he says is, I really want to know, is he hungry or what's his story and why is he like this? And I don't really want to put that person in jail. Well, don't worry, you won't have to put him in jail because they're not where they're going to prosecute him. The defense will have the power and the position to be able to limit the number of cases, and also they just get more money. So they get 17, prosecutor gets 0. And you wonder, why? Why are people moving out of Seattle? Why don't people feel safe? Why don't people want to shop in stores? Why do they lock up toothpaste but not criminals? Because this thing is basically built in such a way that it is to the advantage of the criminal because, let's face it, the system failed the criminal somehow. Because we heard in that debate on Thursday, the mayor is deeply concerned as to whether or not that person's been arrested 6 or 7 times. Do they have enough food? That is ridiculous.
I mean, I don't understand how you're supposed to prosecute any number of cases.
They don't have to. It's a big backlog. So think about it. It's so weird that the victim that gets victimized all over again because they can't bring the case forward. They don't have anybody to work on it. If one prosecutor's got 136 cases, and a lot of these cases involve kids and sexual harassment or rape or, a whole bunch of crap, just disgusting stuff done to these kids, and your child comes forward and you want justice to be done, and the wheels of justice will turn so slowly because they're just overwhelmed with work. So you're victimized all over again.
They had with sexual predators, one prosecutor had 136 cases. Different cases.
Yeah. Gather up all the evidence, prove beyond a reasonable doubt, get all the work done on the stuff, get all the evidence, do all the stuff you need to do, get all your paralegals and everybody else, and try to finally get that case to come forward. Because let's face it, the person has been failed by the system. When you do the failed by the system stuff, well, then who do you put on trial? When you put the system on trial, when we need to make adjustments and make disproportionate, make sure that, we don't have the right population. If you're only X% of the population, you should be committing only X% of the crimes. I mean, whenever anybody gets into that argument about disproportionate, you're like, conversation over, because you're not actually dealing with real numbers. It's disproportionate. Okay, well, then men commit more crimes than women. So disproportionate to the population, then therefore we need to rebalance that. Should we catch more women criminals? Should we have guys commit less crimes to bring down to the percentage of how many people there are that are men? I mean, you got to balance that out as well? Disproportionately. Conversation over. You've gone to a ridiculous statistic that bears nothing when it comes to reality. Speaking of things that don't bear reality, I saw Brandy Cruz, and I give her a lot of credit for this because you remember all these signature gatherers that were getting hassled by a bunch of people? Well, apparently there's one guy out, and this is at Walmart in Covington. The guy that was getting hassled, the signature gatherer, this man comes up to his table and grabs all of his signatures, all of his pamphlets and stuff, and runs away with it. So the signature gatherer, calls the police. So the police show up. And Brandy's got the video because Nicole Thompson, Brandy's ace producer, said, we would like the footage. Can you please give us the body cam footage of the Covington, Washington Police Department that showed up to respond to the case of the pamphlets being taken off the table.
Covered. I was right here. I had my canopy up, and the guy was like, hey, man, look what you got going on here. Can I sign the petition? And I handed him the deck, and he just took off.
You wouldn't have to grab someone's sign and ripped it up.
We just came back from lunch.
Yeah.
That's not an answer.
Did you?
I just came back from lunch.
Okay, well, you're being detained right now until I figure out, because you match the description.
Yep, that's you.
So cool. Let's go.
Yeah, okay, so just stop for a second. So there are the two people that the cop is talking to there behind, it looks like they're in the back parking lot of Walmart. Now they're outside, but the one guy's got a mask on. And the other guy, hair in a ponytail there, waiting, looking at the police, standing off to the side. And the policeman basically, so that's the guy. So the signature gatherer says, yes, that's the guy that stole. That's the guy that just broke the law. You're not allowed to do that. There is a law against that. It's a misdemeanor, but that's the guy right there. I'm pointing him out to you. And at that point, the police is responding. The Covington police officer gets the guy who's in the white shirt, who stole, and has been identified by the complainant. Now, at this point, roll forward.
Right now, you're under arrest. I think what we'll do is we'll kind of put on a show. All right. So
stop him for a second. He says, so right now you're under arrest. And he says, okay, we're just going to put on a show. I don't think we're actually going to go to jail. I'm just going to put these cuffs on you, just kind of put on a show. Okay.
Put on a show. All right. So I don't think we're going to take you to jail. We'll kind of put on a show. I don't think we're going to take it physically to jail.
So security's recorded. Okay, what happened?
He was out front being pretty inflammatory.
Okay.
I just didn't like that.
Oh, he's inflammatory, so I didn't like that, so I decided. He stops. We back it up, Joe. What he says, I think, what's the cop saying? I think this is more for the petitioner here. Yeah, I think this is more for the petitioner here. So he's basically cuffing him, saying, "Let's we can put on a show. Don't worry, I'm not going to take you downtown. So just going to do this for the petitioner. So like, just let him know you're going to do this, right?"
And he said, "Matt, let's just make sure that the camera's rolling." So
yeah, make sure the camera's rolling. Yeah, and then I think he also asked the petitioner at some point. Keep playing it, Joe.
I just didn't like that.
I think this is more for the petitioner here. I think this is more for the petitioner here.
Hey, Luke, can you have him park like around?
Yeah, so he's asking the victim to drive away. Just have him pull over there. We don't need him to
Where do
watch
you live
this.
at? Your social.
You're good.
Yeah, okay, that's it. All right. So I asked a buddy of mine, a cop, I said, so is this normal, this sort of thing? We're just putting on a show? He said, absolutely. He said, when we know the jail won't take them, but the complainant/victim is adamant that actions be taken right now, yes, we'll put on a show of fully handcuffing. We usually drive them to the precinct and then release. It's an official arrest with all of the official paperwork. Prosecutor can charge later, but they never do. So the question is, did the cop, and I'm assuming he did the cop fill out the paperwork and file the complaint against the guy with his name, his address, and everything else? So that's the question. Does the Covington Police Department now have an open case against the guy that went up to the table, and because he didn't like what the guy was doing, he thought it was inflammatory, he decided he would steal the papers and run away? So
and I read a statement from Covington PD that they did have a charge. It was like a misdemeanor or something.
Right, it's a misdemeanor. There's a law. It's really weird. We write these laws and then we decide which ones we're going to actually enforce. If you decide which laws you're going to enforce, then don't enforce any, and then people will do whatever they need to do to just avoid the law if they know they're not being enforced. Why bother? Why bother having the law in the books? Right? When Cam Higbee got punched in the face, and then when he said, "Hey, I got punched in the face," they said, "Yeah, we don't charge, we don't really do much with misdemeanor assaults." Okay, is that cool? You can always go punch people in the face since you don't follow up on misdemeanor charges? And he's like, he kept pushing it, and finally, Cam Higbee got some justice. That guy that punched him in the face pleaded guilty. I think that happened yesterday. So apparently, sometimes if you make enough noise, they will actually follow through with justice. The number of people that are calling into these poor, like Fred Myers and stuff, are all upset, calling 911 operator and complaining about the initiative gatherers that are standing there with the table with a bunch of pens and a bunch of pieces of paper.
There have been fights. There's honking and yelling. It's against trans athletes.
Been physically fighting?
There.
Were they physically fighting?
There haven't been any punches thrown, but it has been on that level for, I've been here more than 30 minutes, and I've gotten
Are you a customer or are you an employer?
multiple people. I'm a customer, and I'm feeling very threatened.
Oh boy, can you have some violin music for this guy? He's feeling very threatened that there's people standing there signing the initiatives.
Level for, I've been here more than 30 minutes, and I've gotten
Are you a customer or are you an employer?
multiple people. I'm a customer, and I'm feeling very threatened.
Okay, so what is happening exactly right now that's making you feel threatened? What are they doing?
At the moment, nobody's doing anything. Except for signing a petition. But the problem is they are here without permission, and they are being, what's the word I'm looking for? They're taking a very strong political stance that's very divisive, and it's causing people to feel very threatened and uncomfortable.
Last picked. It's the last picked individual. Look at the damage that's done.
Do you think he played for the football team and in the band? No.
No one's throwing punches, but he just feels very threatened by. Just very threatened. True or false? He wears a mask while driving alone in his car.
True.
There you go. Thank you, Joe. We're sweeping generalizations, but we are doing radio, and the Mariners are.
What's wrong with that?
Yes. Nothing. Oh. It's good. If you want to smell your own stinky breath while you're driving alone in the car, go ahead.
It is bad.
I can smell it from here, Nate. Here we go. Checking traffic, Nathan.
All right, the Emerald Queen Casino has the update. Bellevue to Everett, still an hour, 10 minutes. It's still solid between Kirkland and Bothell. And then from there, it's scattered backups through Alderwood. Seattle to Everett is 1 hour. Solid still from the U District through North Linwood, almost into South Everett now. Out in Maltby, westbound 522 at Paradise Lake Road, we've got a crash in your left lane. That's why you're sitting in a 1.5 mile bumper-to-bumper backup. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes. North 5, bumper-to-bumper from the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. Bellevue to Renton is at 35 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way, a 40-minute drive. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is down to 40 minutes. And in Tacoma, we got a new crash. It's eastbound 16 and 19th Street. It's blocking 2 right lanes. That leaves that 1 far left lane open, the HOV lane, and you're backed up to Pearl Street right now. The Emerald Queen Casino is the entertainment capital of the Northwest. The best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Congratulations to the great work at everybody over there at Closets by Design. You have got them. You got to get them to come into your home because let's face it, just think for a moment. What's the most disorganized part of the house? Is it the hall closet? Is it the master bedroom? Is there some bedroom somewhere where it's just a mess? You open the closet, you pull out whatever you need, and you quickly jam the door closed because you know everything's going to come tumbling out. Or how about that garage? What does it look like in there? You get a bunch of racks or stuff's piling up, old paint cans and stuff. That's exactly what it looked like in the barn before our great consultant came and hung out with us for about, 6 hours and completely designed a home there is organization and peace. That's what we got out of the whole thing. And the fact that it is customized, not coming in with a bunch of parts, just trying to jam it in there like some of those other closet places. This is Closets by Design, locally owned, 22 years, family-run business, the best in the business. And they'll give you an incredibly, I thought this thing was going to be unbelievably expensive, but it's 40% off, plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing. If you like the same type of organization and great closets and cabinets, there's only one place to call. That's Closets by Design, 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
As things escalate in Portland,
It looks like a war zone.
Seattle's Morning News speaks with Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown.
We've been preparing for this sort of thing from the beginning.
Live in studio.
How does your office game plan if the president were to say today, Seattle, you're next?
It's not lawful to do it in the way that the presidents do it. That is why multiple judges across the country have found it unlawful, including judges appointed by the president himself.
See the full conversation on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube page.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Your time is money. So why are you wasting it stuck in I-5 gridlock, TSA slowdowns, and SeaTac crowds? Isn't it time to travel smarter? Seaport Airlines offers high-frequency commuter shuttle service from Seattle's Boeing Field to Portland. Park for free next to our terminals. Check in 20 minutes before your departure. Get there faster without the hassles. Seaport Airlines. It's about time. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Aaron Granillo. The Seattle Mariners now entering the 5th inning with the lead in Game 3 of their series with the Tigers. Gino Suarez delivered the big blast in the 4th.
Swing, fly ball, tag back, and Gino absolutely destroys this. It is gone out to left field. Eugenio Suarez, his first hit of the postseason, is not coming back.
Cal Raleigh adds another run with an RBI single. It is now 4-0 Mariners. The Trump administration says some federal workers may not get back pay after the government shutdown ends. That would reverse long-standing policy. A White House memo says it's up to Congress, and President Trump says some workers just don't deserve it.
For the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way.
With the shutdown, there have been some shortages at air traffic control towers in cities like Burbank, Newark, Nashville, and Denver. CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
Nick Daniels is the president of the Air Traffic Controller Union.
There is no concerted effort for air traffic controllers to go in and somehow impede this system. But what it shouldn't be is waiting to see how long air traffic controllers can last, waiting to see when we do break in a system that we know is as fragile as it is today.
The FAA says it will slow down flights to maintain safety during staffing shortages.
Hundreds of Washington Starbucks workers are about to be laid off. Details from KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi.
Starbucks will lay off 369 workers in Washington effective December 5th, according to the Seattle Times. The reason? Last month's closures. In Seattle, locations being shuttered include the Reserve Roastery on Capitol Hill and the Reserve Store in Soto. CEO Brian Nickel announced a $1 billion restructuring plan last month, which includes layoffs and store closures across the country. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
No comment yet from Starbucks. Highway 97 over Blewett Pass has reopened. It has been closed for more than 2 weeks because of the Labor Mountain fire that's burning near Cleellum. Crews are still very active in that area. The fire has burned nearly 40,000 acres. At 5:32 now, we go to the real-time traffic desk, checking in with Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. Bellevue to Everett, still an hour 10. It's solid from Kirkland to Bothell and really packed in Kirkland. Once you get into Bothell, this turns into scattered backups into Alderwood. Seattle to Everett, still a 1 hour drive, and it's solid from the U District through North Linwood. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes. A little slow still in Linwood, and then it's packed at 85th down to I-90. North 5, bumper to bumper as you approach the West Seattle Bridge up to Mercer before you finally catch a break. Bellevue to Renton, a 35-minute drive. You're bumper to bumper from 520 all the way down to Cold Creek Parkway. Seattle to Federal Way, plan on 40 minutes. Still pretty heavy along South Center. Renton to Puyallup on southbound 167. You're down to 40 minutes. And in Tacoma, we just cleared that crash eastbound 16 and 19th Street, opening up a couple lanes, and that earlier backup is thinning out real quick at this point. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Will stay dry tonight and mostly clear come tomorrow. The weather does cool down a bit. Highs in the low 60s, but should stay dry and partly cloudy. Right now, 71 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Best of both worlds here because we get a chance to watch the game, have Aaron in here with us, and do the radio show.
And we're on the clock, getting paid.
Yeah. Huh?
Woo.
How great is that?
Huh? Come on now.
Come on.
You know what? I think it's time for a Wilcox Family Farm egg recipe. Teeny, if you'd be so kind. There's the wheel spinning around. We've changed the color of the wheel. It is Mariner Teal, so that's exciting to see as it spins and it lights up and it lands on... Spin it again. It landed on Aaron, and I don't think he's ready for it. Spin it one more time. Stops again. It stops on Aaron. That's good. We're going to get one more spin. That'd be great, Teeny. Just let it go right on by him. Just right on by him. And okay, let's just make it up because he landed on Aaron. You know what, Teeny?
I can make something happen. I'll make something happen. You take an egg, throw it up in the air, grab your baseball bat, smack it.
Yeah.
Smack it and crack it.
Smack and crack it. You call that smack and crack it.
Smack and crack it.
There we are.
It doesn't sound good when you say it like that, does it?
There you go. Don't forget all those recipes, including the smack crack, will be in that leather-bound book brought to you.
Good for you.
And to your house, yes. What happened there? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong
I know,
game.
that's confusing.
What the heck? Set up there. All right. Okay. There you go. Thank you. 1-888-973-5476. So it was, I believe on this day, that my dear friend Dory Monson sent out a text. Here's what you should know. That the governor's debate that was happening. So Inslee, Culp in there, and they kept going back and forth. And Inslee said a couple times in the hour-long debate that he was following the science of climate change, following the science of COVID, right? Following the science, kept talking about following the science. And at this point, the state of Washington, let's see, we had, you couldn't be in a motorized boat, but you could be in a kayak. You couldn't travel to a second home or vacation. You couldn't go on vacation. There was no singing in a church, but you could sing outside in religious ways, but you had to wear a mask outside while you're singing. If you were playing football and you're in high school, you had to wear a mask. Kids were wearing masks. They also, I remember seeing the famous picture of these kids that were in these gigantic inflatable bubbles while playing instruments. It was in Wenatchee, I think, right? They banned advertising. So stores could advertise groceries and medical supplies, but not other things. If you went into Home Depot, by the way, the smaller hardware stores were closed, but if you go into the bigger ones, they would rope off certain areas. You weren't allowed to get carpeting or paint or something like that. Following the science. This kind of stuff really bothered Dory, and then all the climate change crap as well. So then at this point, during the debate, Inslee fires off with...
Going around in rallies with no mask, hobnobbing with the Trumpians. You know, we just can't... It's too dangerous to have a mini Trump right now in the middle of this pandemic. That's what is at risk. And I am in favor of saving lives. I am in favor of following science. I am in favor of valuing everybody's life and not diminishing them. And I'm in favor of doing things that are working. Our efforts against this pandemic are working. It's saving lives, and we ought to keep doing it.
Yeah, okay. So Dory's sitting at home watching that. For those of you who know Dory Monson for, I don't know, was it 30s, 27, 28 years, the most listened to talk show here in the Northwest, and also probably top 5 in the country. The guy had a dedicated following. People that hated him still listened to him, and people that loved him continue to listen to him. He was the guy here at KIRO Radio, right? Not only did everybody listen to him, he made all the money here at KIRO for the station. So he tweets out something like, something, I see where I can find this thing. Let's see where the official topic. Let's see. I don't want to get it wrong. What his actual tweet was that was so upsetting for people. Let's see. Something to the effect of, I'm gonna paraphrase it here. Yeah, he tweets out. So he tweets out. It's now deleted. The state, Inslee's Science, the state where I can go to Olympia tomorrow and change my birth certificate to say I was a girl. And then and he finished the tweet with ha 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 ha. Okay, so that's the tweet that Dory put out. Immediately, the jackals that hate Dory saw this as a great opportunity to get rid of him. So there were a whole bunch of folks that said, we demand that he be fired. He was suspended, and they kept him off the air. And they said they don't know when he's going to be coming back for that tweet. And they suspend him. And then the Seahawks organization, which, don't forget, it's 2020, right? So we're really in the middle of all of this garbage. We're canceling people. And, oh, you're a racist. Oh, you're a homophobe. Oh, you're a trans. Everybody's on, tenterhooks at any time. Anybody's going to lose their job. So they suspend him. Off he goes. And then the Seahawks organization says, well, what we're going to do, because they were getting lots of pressure from people, we're going to take him off that pre-show and the post-show game that he used to do for all those years. So he loses that. That was a lot of work. But now he's sitting there just waiting. They're icing him out here at KIRO. And they kept him off the air for a long time. And they had to make the decision. Do we bring him back, right, for the horrible thing, the horrible trans comment that he made? Inslee's Science. I can go to Olympia tomorrow and change my birth certificate to say I was a girl. Of course, that's apparently trans, according to the people. They were so upset about it, demanding that he be fired, demand that he fire. They want him to publicly apologize. They want him to take classes to be more sensitive. He was basically making fun of Inslee and making fun of, is that science? Is that science? Is that science? Science to be able to say, just change with a piece of paper. I could change it. Is that science? He was making the comment on Inslee. Well, it was on this day that the tweet went out. And then, of course, they sat him out. I don't know how many weeks he was off the air for. Remember that, Andrew?
Oh, yeah. I was running a show at that time. I forget how many weeks it was, but it was at least half a month, if not more.
Yeah, and I would talk to him every day. Every day. I'd call him in the morning. How you doing? I'd call him in the afternoon. How you doing? And the thing that he was most upset by was the fact that, where he'd been there for all those years. Why don't you have my back? Why am I being treated like this? And because and he's a fair guy, and it was really a shot at Inslee. It wasn't a shot at somebody else that thinks they may be trans or something like that. He was saying, is that science? That was it. But again, at that time, anything was considered to be, an opportunity for somebody to take the shot at. And the people on the left, and there's a bunch of people that hated him that we used to work at the station, they were like, hey, this is an opportunity to get rid of that guy because we can't stand him. What they didn't like about him is that he had a following, that he called balls and strikes as he saw them. And, he would point it out in an entertaining way. And he was very smart, and he would give people a chance to debate with him and argue with him. But they couldn't stand him. They wanted to silence him. So when he said that and he put that tweet out and they froze him out and sat him out for a while, they thought, oh, this is it. We got him. So it was on that day. What year was that? 2020. My goodness. So there you go. Sad but true bit of history. And it really shook his understanding of his place in this industry, because he had never experienced something like that before. But the good news is the people that demanded him to be fired, and they're out there listening right now. You didn't get him. You got him off the Seahawks stuff. because the Seahawks had bought into all that stuff. But he ended up not having to spend his Sundays doing that. He could watch the game on his own, and that worked out for him.
Didn't have to work a show and then do that for 10 hours after the fact.
Yeah, that was a long day for him.
Oh, yeah.
Long day. But that was the fateful day of the tweet. And when I asked him, one time in conversation about it, he said, if I hadn't put ha, 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 I don't think people would have reacted the same way. I said, I think they probably still would have because, you were right there as a third rail. Anything you said was you're going to get zapped. He said, no, I think it was the ha, ha, ha. But the ha, ha, ha was all directed at Inslee. Like, don't say it's science. It's not science. You're not doing all this sort of, you can't have a motorboat, but you can have a kayak. All that stuff. No science behind any of it. It was just all political. And he just wanted to point that out. There you go. Just a little bit of KIRO history. Did you know all that stuff? Did you know that?
Not prior to working here. No, I learned that very recently.
There you go. I learned that in jail. Right. Nice.
Speaking of getting shocked, I pulled Dory getting tased on the air. Can I play that real quick?
There we go. Yeah, I remember that one.
I'm really not ready.
Stop whining.
I'm really not ready yet.
Here we go. Here we go.
Jeez.
3,
okay.
2, 1, zap him.
Go, okay.
Oh, man.
Whoa! Holy criminy!
Did you have him jumping out of an airplane or something? Isn't that another one? I don't remember that one. Holy criminy. I love that guy. All right. Checking Nate over there in traffic. Nathan.
The Emerald Queen Casino has the update. Bellevue to Everett still an hour 10 because things really haven't moved. It's solid from Kirkland to Bothell. From there, scattered backups remain all the way into Alderwood, and you're really slow through Kirkland. Seattle to Everett still an hour. Same story here. Things have actually changed, but for the worse. It's solid from the U District all the way into South Everett now, up to about 128th. This is just sheer volume along this 16-mile backup. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes. You're packed at 85th to I-90. North 5 at Mercer Street at the express lanes. A stall is partially blocking the on-ramp. Seattle to Federal Way, 35 minutes. You're heavy along South Center. In Olympia, South 5 at Highway 101. A crash is partially blocking the off-ramp to 101. And a heads up for the Port Townsend Coopville ferry riders. They're going to cancel their 8:30 sailing out of Port Townsend and the 9:10 sailing out of Coopville tonight due to low tide. The Emerald Queen Casino is the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Okay, if you're driving in your car right now and you're listening to the show, good for you. So, I'm going to bet in the upper left-hand corner of that windshield, there's a little sticker in there. It tells you a little date and give you an odometer reading. That's to tell you when you need to change the oil in your car, change the fluids in the car, because you have to take care of the car, because if you don't take care of the car breaks down. Got to get a whole new car. The engine seizes, the mess, the fuss, all the stuff that goes with it. There is not a small little plastic sticker that is anywhere on your body that would tell you, hey, you should be proactive regarding your health. Normally what happens is, thinking of your body like the car, your body just breaks down. And then you got to try to fix all the problems because you weren't proactive. You want to be proactive, want to have a longer life, take care of your body the same way you take care of the car of yours? Do this. Take the free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com because the good folks there, the doctors there for 25 years, know the latest science to extend your life. Just like you want to extend the life of the car of yours, let's extend your life. At Longevity Medical Clinic, take the free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Seattle's Morning News.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harger.
And I'm Amanda Factor.
The head of Homeland Security in the Northwest. We will wrap up her stop in Portland.
The Insurrection Act of 1807. What is it, and when can the president use it?
We'll ask former Attorney General Rob McKenna.
The Mariners go for Game 3 win in Detroit.
Hope you can join us tomorrow for all the day's news, traffic, and weather.
5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Many retirees are enjoying the retirement lifestyle, but not the high cost of living. We're here with our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage, who says a reverse mortgage may provide some stress relief.
If you're struggling with your mortgage payments or other bills, or maybe you just like some extra money, a reverse mortgage allows you to tap your home equity for tax-free cash. You've worked hard to build up that equity in your home. Now let it work for you. And best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
But as you always say, a reverse mortgage is not for everyone.
That's right. Avoid the high-pressure sales pitch from those out-of-state call centers. I give you a consultation, not a sales pitch. I'll tell you if a reverse mortgage is right for you, and I always tell you if it's not.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts. Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Hey man, gaining weight, low energy, lost drive? It could be your testosterone. Revive Men's Health Washington helps men get their edge back. Meet Tyler, Revive Men's Health Director of Operations.
When men start treatment, it's not just their labs that change. You see it in their posture, their energy, and how they walk into the room. That's why I do what I do.
Call 206-529-1111 now to book your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation. That's 206-529-1111. Or schedule anytime at ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Pendergast Law.
Commercial break for the Mariners.
A little dicey. You got
they're a little dicey. All right.
Now.
Hudson going to sing the whole song or half song? What's he going to do?
You can do a halfie.
Halfie? Yes. See.
Mess with me.
Nice. There we go. Thank you. I see you. Oh, so close. All right, get the letter of the day first. Take care of all the rest. Joe.
Tina on the 425 says, Aaron is giving me goosebumps. Please dismiss him for the remainder of Game 3 with some peanuts and beer money.
Yes. How about him with his remarkable Mariners recipe? Throw the egg in the air and then you hit it with a bat.
He's amazing.
It's how he came up with that. Big Al 360 says, I like touching men's refracted lenses.
That's right. It's related to the show open this morning.
Thank you.
Carl on the 425 says, love you guys, all of you. Aaron, Nate, and of course, Joe and John. So much fun to listen to. Extra fun today.
Oh, good. Thank you, Carly. Carly is a big fan. Andrew, the 509, says, who is Mo? The sign behind John says, sees Mo. He's out of, Mo's out of control.
Tom in Marysville says, not the guy crying at the baseball game. People that cry or pray at games make me want to vomit. Pray for world peace. Okay.
That's bad.
Meaner than Rye.
Chris 206 says, I have some demolition I need to do next Sunday. Is Rye available? Oh, man. Oh.
I can't believe we ruined all your memorabilia.
I do you care?
Elliot in Seattle says, John, Joe Mama on YouTube. This is a day for celebration. Someone get dozen Wilcox Family Farm fresh eggs and whip up some spinach, bacon, feta omelets.
Mm-hmm. Elliot, very excited. Hee-haw, Aaron. Hee-haw, Aaron. Now that sounds like it'd be a crazy game to watch.
Talk about the 222-0 game.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Nate in Seattle says, did I miss John's coverage of the Washington capital gains tax expanding to such that the $270,000 exemption is no longer in place?
Nate, I'm not going to undo it, but Joe said we didn't need to do that sort of stuff today because the Mariners are on. Tomorrow, Nate.
That's right.
Oh, me. Old man John, the 222 friends that you gave us. Okay. The great story, John. Thanks for spreading the knowledge.
That's right.
Yeah, we do.
On the football guy, the guy in the band and football team, Dave in the 206 says the guy's a frickin' loser.
I didn't say that. 360 says, I didn't play football, but I did play the trombone. The trumpeter, who did both now, works at a grocery store. But he's killing it there.
360 says he's killing it.
Yeah, Brian at Capitol Hill says if he's not varsity football and he's still a band nerd, but he's probably done a little better than his teammates in life because he's a band nerd.
That's right. See, Jared from Silverdale says the guy playing the skin flute at halftime is missing all the halftime adjustments in the locker room. Nerd/loser.
And now it is time for the letter of the day.
We can read that.
I'm sorry.
That's wrong.
I'm still
That's
sick.
just wrong.
Yeah.
Joe's not feeling well.
No. This is from Ryan in Anacortes, who says, I have to say I still get a little tear in my eye when I hear Dory's voice on the radio.
Yeah.
I really miss that guy, John. Thank you for keeping him alive on your show. He would be proud of you.
Yes, he would. All right. One more score.
J.P. Crawford, solo homer. Oh, look at Aaron.
That's all she wrote.
5-1, the Mariners.
Didn't write no more.
Top of the sixth.
She left the
2 outs.
A breathing room.
Let's go to Nate in traffic. Nathan.
Yes, sir. Bellevue to Everett has improved. We're down to 1 hour. Pretty solid now from Kirkland all the way to Alderwood, though, and then really thick through Kirkland still. Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes, and it's still jam-packed from the U District through North Linwood. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes. Still a little slow in Linwood, and then you're packed from 85th down to I-90. North 5 and Mercer on the express lanes. We've got a stalled bus partially blocking the on-ramp. It's at the very end of the ramp there. It's causing just a brief early merge. Bellevue to Renton, plan on a half hour. And in Olympia, we've still got this crash, South 5 at the off-ramp to Highway 101, partially blocking that off-ramp. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I'll tell you, Home Comfort Alliance, they are always trying to save you money, and they want to make sure that your house is as comfortable as it can be. So they've got the latest technology. It's called the Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System. Sounds complicated. It's not. Imagine this. You're in one room, and you want the temperature, say, at 71 degrees. You're not in the other room, so why not set the temperature, say, at 66 or 67, because you're not going in those rooms, so why bother heating or cooling those rooms, because you're not in them. You go upstairs, your bedroom temperature is nice. It's perfect for you to sleep, and then the temperature downstairs in the one room you had goes back down to a cooler temperature. You see that? We're saving money. We're setting the temperatures. That's the Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System. This is such a smart thing. And it's the fact that Home Comfort Alliance has got the flagship partner for this. You know you're going to get it done right every single time. And the nice thing is there's some maximum heat pump tax credits as well. So you're saving money every single day, and you're saving money when it comes to the tax credit in there. So you get Home Comfort Alliance to come in there, tell them I sent you because they did great work at the barn. They'll do great work at your house as well. When it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, there's only one place to call. That's HomeComfortAlliance.com.
The Jake and Spike Show.
A couple.
Weekdays noon to 3.
That's not fair. A guy in a couple who ate dirt as a way to change the mojo for the Mariners. Kyle, in the video, it looks like you are mixing it with, I assume that's milk.
It was milk. I just thought, like, what would be the easiest thing to mix this with? I guess in the moment, maybe a beer would have been better.
Clearly it did work. I've posted plenty of TikToks before, and I've never had this happen before.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube.
Are you trying to buy a new home, or are you a local real estate agent seeking financing for a client? We're all tired of dealing with banks, credit unions, and endless guidelines. Wouldn't it be nice to go back in time when we had common sense lending? Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital based in Bellevue. We are one of the largest local private portfolio lenders in Washington. We've helped thousands of home buyers and real estate investors reach their financial goals by leveraging the Legacy Common Sense borrowing platform. What that means is we lend our own money, we make our own decisions. If your deal makes sense, we'll get it done. Whether you're purchasing a new piece of real estate or refinancing an existing loan, bridge loans, construction, or regular home loan, it doesn't have to be as difficult as banks and lenders make it. If you're trying to grow wealth through real estate acquisition, come talk to the experts in private lending.
Call 425-635-4700 or LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, your common sense lender. LegacyG.com.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. It's all neurologists. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
You can count on trusted local news and information from the Seattle Times, one of the few independent, locally owned news organizations in the country, right here in the Pacific Northwest. Subscribe today and don't miss a beat at seattletimes.com/subscribe.
Your best source for local news, KIRO News Radio.